Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everyone. Episode 277 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who just keeps waking up after they died with me tonight?
This is Joe Butler, and come on, let's see you watch this transformation.
This is Dominic, and I'm always calling, because somebody's calling.
I just want to remind everybody that this podcast ends with you. It's Emanuel.
I am the Let's Play Princess Phoebe Stanton, and I am so glad we added this to the list for Kingdom Hearts, considering how much it factors in.
Pressuring in Mike to do this.
What? No.
Pretty
Talking about
The first episode of our Kingdom Hearts adjacent episodes.
One
We
of
had to
many,
get some math problems in
probably.
beforehand.
This is not counting our proto episode about the bouncer before we did Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, dear God.
the bouncer count.
The Bowser.
Man, I want to replay that game again, because that week I was so busy I didn't get a chance to really just play that game the way I wanted to. Oh, man. Well, that's not what we're here for. But we are here to talk about The World Ends With You, developed by Square Enix and Jupiter. Came out on DS and then later on Switch, but originally came out in 2007.
And technically, it's a sequel to the Chain of Memories in gameplay form.
Oh, no.
It is the project they worked on next.
Actually, it goes even deeper than that. Originally, this was also supposed to have a card system like Chain of Memories, and they
Oh,
Does it not?
The pin system is different.
the pin system's a little bit different.
Tell
Yeah.
me more about Joshua matching up the numbers in sequential order or matching the tarot card symbols
Yeah, I didn't think about that, actually.
That is fair.
with the side characters.
so when this game came out in 2007, I remember people talking about it. I didn't play DS. I had a DS, but I really did not like DS at all, so I didn't touch this game. I just remember one of my friends had it. He talked about it. He talked about pins and having to grind, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I forgot this game existed, and years went by, and I'm like, oh. And then the remake came out. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then I just didn't care. It's just one of those games that just kind of slipped right by me that I just had zero interest in ever playing until this past couple weeks.
This is one of those games that I have always heard about and never played. Here's the thing. I kind of know at least passing info about almost every game, but even if I have never touched any of them. This is one of them where I just hear a lot, and I know that it's beloved by a lot of people. I don't know, did this sell well enough, or is this another one of those cult classic situations?
It's a cult classic.
Yeah,
It's a cult
it was
classic.
a game that was popular with specific demographics in the DS because when you're a teen and all that, it's like, man, they're just like me. I'm a fashionista too.
At this point, I'm pretty sure
Edgy.
Neo only exists because it was the 15th anniversary.
And I played probably 2010 originally, and then I loved it, and I never touched it again until the Switch version for the show, and I'm glad I played both now.
Okay, so you played the Switch version, Dom?
I did.
Okay, so I played the Switch version as well. I
played both.
I played both technically, or started both just to check them out, but kept going with the Switch version.
The Switch
I
version is
played-
good enough that I wish they just put it on Wii back in the day.
I wish they just put it on PC.
You know what? They could. I mean, there's
won't.
really the Switch version is literally just because. Okay, so you say that the Switch version is the next remake, and that's technically yes, but also technically no, because before that there is the iOS version, which is The World Ends With You solo remix,
Yes.
and that is what gets technically ported plus added stuff to in Final Remix, which is the Switch version.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Switch version is basically just a mobile game.
Okay.
Which is fine. It works.
Mike, it's more hilarious that you want this on PC because Neo is on Steam.
Oh, I know. I saw it. The reason I was upset because before we did this show, I was like, okay, do I want to play? You guys play this? Play the Switch version. I'm like, okay, I'll look it up. And then when I saw it's only on Switch, and I'm like, all right. And then I was looking to buy it. It's like $50. Cheapest I could find is $40. And I'm just like, no.
Sounds about right.
Fuck you. And that's how I felt to Nintendo. So I just went and played it on a DS. My
Understandable.
flashcard. I was just, and because I could buy Neo for $20, not on sale. It just pissed me off that it's and I could find Neo for $15 on PS4, but because World Ends With You is only on Switch, you were only paying a premium or you weren't getting it. And I'm just like, man, the game came out in 2018. It's 2024.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
That's again.
I know,
it is.
Switch
It is
doesn't
Nintendo.
care about those rules. I know.
No, we're talking about the same goddamn company that gave us Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $10 more than the Wii version, the Wii U version. I'm sorry.
Mike, please support this franchise so I can get a third game.
I'll buy Neo on Steam on sale
For $60.
We are getting a third game. We are getting a third game.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, that
Neo
trailer
wasn't successful.
That trailer Emanuel keeps showing us has 104 in the background.
Oh, Renatus.
Renatus.
Yeah, Renatus has 104 in the background. In Japan, it's technically 109. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Joe. I was gonna ask that because I kept thinking about it. I was like, what is the real life counterpart of this goddamn building? I was like, is it the 109 or
104 shows up in another game that we'll talk about later.
Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Also, I am glad that I'm not the only one that calls it the 104 instead of the 10-4 like they call it in the game.
And 4 sounds fucking stupid.
I know.
Yeah, it does.
when I read that it said 10-4, I was like, why? 104 sounds so much cooler.
Listen,
it rolls up to
10-4.
Isn't
10-4.
I know, but it's
So they were on the Enterprise?
better to say 104.
Someone get that joke. So, 104 just sounds better, especially when it's a number like that. Whatever. So yeah, I just never had any interest in this game. I mean, this is because DS is a system that I'm slowly getting into because like about less than a year ago, I got a flash cart because a friend had recommended it. And then I started putting ROMs in the DS and like, because of that, I'm experiencing the DS library and I never have before. And like, this is one of those games that had been on my list. So when you guys like were suggesting it, I'm like, okay, fine, we'll do it, whatever. Like, it was nice. You have to play this game on a DS. Like I couldn't have emulated this on a PC and it wouldn't have been the same at all for me on the DS version.
Nope.
I mean, they just have to make a native PC version where they solve those issues.
Oh, they did the Switch from the sound of it. Like you can play with the Joy-Con. They just don't. Nintendo just.
Well, no,
it's better
because the
to use
Joy-Con
it
playing is basically a Wii game.
Yeah, it's better to just, which is what I did using Sucker Nintendo emulation, was use the handheld mode for the game, which is only touch controls.
No, I could not do that. That's
stupid.
Crazy to me.
Yeah,
I'd rather just did it in dock mode and have the Joy-Cons be a Wii and nunchuck.
It's just
I
basically
played
the game
touchscreen
being on a
this entire
tablet.
time.
So
What, Phoebe?
I said I did touchscreen this entire time, so.
I mean, I had to because of DS, and like this is a game where the stylus was everything.
Everybody
When there's
Phoebe,
an option to do the touchscreen controls, I on like a Switch or Wii U game, like Bayonetta, for example, I'm like, no.
I don't like touch
Another
controls.
has touchscreen controls.
yes.
The
Yes.
Wii U versions, yes.
Everyone give Phoebe a round of applause. She was able to play this game touchscreen all the way through. Meanwhile, I got past the first week and went, fuck this shit.
I think it's more fun. I actually have the Joy-Cons.
Yeah?
That said, the DS version that incorporates such controls works.
It works well because you just have a style, like you don't even really press the buttons. You just use the stylus is everything.
Yeah, so
Except the buttons you press is the support character, yeah.
If you play as the support character. I set it to auto. As soon as I found out you could set the support character to auto, I set it to fully auto and I never touched it again.
You could do that in the DS version?
Yeah.
Oh, I never did that back in the day. I just kind of randomly hit D-pad buttons and focused on Neku.
I just put it on auto and let the computer play for me, and it worked just fine. That's how. Because again, I'm gonna find the easiest way to get through something.
Of course.
There really is nothing like feeling on the edge of control, trying to play as both characters, where you're trying to pay attention to the D-pad presses, but you're also doing the slashing and stuff on the touch screen. It's very cool if you can do it.
yeah.
It seemed too much to me to have to control two characters on two different screens.
Well, you see, Mike, young Joe had ADHD and still does probably.
It doesn't go away.
So looking at both screens at the same time and like flicking and honestly getting like the longer combos down the line once you're playing as beat is like so goddamn satisfying.
I mean, I'm a guy who multitasks all the time, but I was also multitasked while playing this game, so I couldn't add that extra multitask level.
Honestly, are you telling us you didn't listen to the music, Mike?
Off and on. If I wasn't busy,
Hey, that's a
the music
victory.
was on.
It's a light victory. It's better than nothing.
When I was
we can
busy,
take that win.
the music went off, but I did enjoy it when it was on. It was really good music. It really fit the game. I just was busy a lot and didn't. Plus, like, if I'm playing around my wife, like, a lot of my gaming also be like, we're watching TV together, and sure, I have headphones, but then I can't hear her, so I just had the music off, too, when I would do stuff like that. The music was off a lot, but it was good when I heard it.
I think one of the nicer things too. I'm not sure if it's right or not. I think you can have the music playing and close the DS and still have it like listening into your earphones. I don't remember if that's right or
that
not.
sounds right.
Okay,
That's
cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if that would
The
work on
Switch version,
mine.
they
'Cause
also remix the tracks too.
my DS, when you close it, gets very upset and likes to shut down everything. So, well, I have a flash card, and I have a faulty flash card from what people have told me. Because I have issues where like, this game froze on me a couple times where I started saving constantly because I didn't know if it was going to freeze. Like every time I beat a boss, save immediately because I don't want to do any of this over again.
Hey, it's okay. At least it didn't crash on you on the final goddamn cutscene of the game
Yeah, that's what YouTube's for.
after getting through the whole fucking gauntlet.
Hey, that's what YouTube's for. So
Yeah, that's what I did. I
know.
straight to you.
I mean, I'm just glad there was no trophy for you. Otherwise, you'd be like, damn it, I got to do it again.
Oh, thank God it wasn't on PlayStation.
I kind of forgot how much of a bitch that final boss was. I had to set it down to easy.
I didn't
I
think it
kept
came off
balancing
very
in
well.
between easy and normal. Like, depending. It all depended. Like,
Which we should probably talk about the story, but I will say the customization of like the options you have is just an impeccable feat to me. It allows you to do so much with its systems and the way you want to interact with it.
Is this before? Funny enough, is this before Rechain of Memories? Because I feel like Square started doing more stuff like that too, as well, where it's like, oh, you can play around with like enemy variation and how many enemies you see, and you can turn down how many are on the screen and stuff like that.
I mean, recoded.
Recoded, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely before Recoded.
yeah, it's before Recoded.
Recoded is
I
2008.
think it came out the same year as Rechain of Memories, and that's what I'm trying to find out now. 2007 for The World Ends With You, July 07, April 08 from North America.
While he's looking that up, what I just want to say, like, for the gameplay of this is we kind of goosed around it a bit. I don't know why I said that, but so you have two screens. You have one screen that has your main character Niku that you completely control by the stylus, and you have a character above you that switches between the three, but it starts off with a girl named Shiki, and you can either have the computer control her, or you can use the D-pad to type in combos that will pop up on the top screen, and she'll do moves and attack the enemies too. And then the enemies have a joint health bar that both of you are working against and destroying. And that's the basic of the battle gameplay. The rest of you running around a Shibuya, doing whatever the hell you're doing that day in the game.
And Shiki's got a pet pig called Mr. Piggy.
It's not a pig.
That's a cat.
I know.
a cat.
That's the joke.
I know.
You guys, goddamn.
I know.
He was the best.
I just have to be in character and tell you.
I didn't know.
All
I was
right.
like, what the hell is he talking about?
So March 07 for Rechain in Japan, December 08 in North America, and then both releases of The World Ends With You were just sandwiched in between that.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes,
Learn something
anyway.
new.
Either way,
Shiki
Square
and the cat.
Enix-
But there's
Square
too
Enix-
much customization in this game for me. Like with the pins, I don't like it that I had so many options with pins. And I'm weird like that in games. I don't like when you give me so many options. I don't know, because it just makes me like, okay, what should I be using? And I do in any game. I found the pins that I like, which are your abilities, and I just stuck with those with a certain set for almost the whole game. It didn't change off because that's just how I am.
Yeah, once I saw like a lot of tap empty space or tap enemy, those are the ones that I stuck with. Because again, like I told the guys, like I told everybody on the chat, like I could not, for the love of me, get the slash to work. Anything that had slash, it was like, nope. Only exception was, having Joshua as a partner. So I explained this in the chat too. Like in Switch version, since there aren't two screens, what basically happens is that your partner character just is like a secondary attack. So you're doing combos of like, for example, Chiki, she is, I believe it is tap an enemy and she'll attack the enemy.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's like if I had, which I mostly had, the tap pins, I would just like tap the enemy and just keep hitting them, and Chiki would attack them, and it would fill my sync rate significantly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the fun thing about that version of the battle system, and that like if you just set everything to like if you tap or rub the area around an enemy, and then one of them's like tap an empty space, another one's kind of like slash a certain way. For me at least, when you did this on the Switch, it all just kind of started triggering, one or the other or whatever, and it made it really easy.
It
If you were getting one, you were getting the other one.
Like I had by the end I had a setup of where like there's this, I think it's called discharge, where it just like paralyzes the enemy and it would just keep firing electricity at other enemies, and I would just keep tapping and just annihilating everybody.
I had one ability that I kept using where I had to blow into the microphone on the DS.
I don't think I didn't do any of
At one point, my wife came down to bring me food or something to come see me, and I'm sitting there blowing. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I gotta blow into the DS." Like,
blow, woman.
It was pretty fucking funny. Her face, like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm just sitting there going, right to the DS. I had to do it loudly too.
But it's not in the new one.
Thank God.
Yeah.
No,
The new
thank
ones
God.
have microphone stuff. I think they have newer pins in the Switch version as well.
I mean, that's one thing that I will never like with the DS. And I hate the fact when I got to blow in the DS. I had to do it for freaking Phantom Hourglass too, and I'm just like,
If you would have,
if you talk at it or you rub it enough, it should work instead.
I tried. The blowing was the only thing I could. I think my DS is kind of dying, so I think that played a part in it too.
R.I.P.
It works. I mean,
that DS ends with you.
Hey, to be fair, it was actually a secondhand. I bought it off a buddy of mine when I worked at FedEx. He sold me a 3DS XL, and I've had it for years now. So I bought it around the time that Breath of the Wild came out, so I've had it for a while. So it works mostly. I just feel like when I have to use the microphone, I have to be louder than I might have to be normally. But I don't know. I've never played DS games before with a microphone, except for maybe WarioWare Touch. But I don't think they had a microphone. It's been so long, I can't remember.
It does. You should probably try taking it to one of those shops. Maybe there's just some dust in there. It's got to be cleaned out.
Hopefully, I don't play too many more DS games that make me talk into it.
No, that was a pretty big gimmick back then.
Into the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, we know Mike will never play any of the Mario and Luigi games.
Why? You have to talk into those?
You have to use the microphone in Bowser's Inside Story at the very
Yeah, in
least.
Bowser's Inside Story. There's like, I mean, it's not that bad. Like I have played those on DS hardware.
I played the 3DS version. I don't remember that.
I haven't played the 3DS version of Bowser's Inside Story, so I don't know if it also has those things or not. I have played the 3DS version of Superstar Saga, which I feel tempted to actually go through again as long
as it's not constant, I'm okay with it. It was just in this game, it was.
Oh no, it's like very small segments.
That's fine. I can. In this game, it was constant because it was one of my moves that would paralyze enemies, and
nothing.
I fucking needed that. So I got my ass handed to me at one point in this game.
That does tend to happen.
Only once or twice where I had to just go grind for like 10 levels and level up my pins, and that's when I forgot you could eat food, and I came back and kicked the fucking boss's ass. So yeah.
I'm so torn on the eating food thing. Like the fact that you have to like wait an actual human day to
You don't have to wait
reset.
a human day.
Oh, I know. You can
Okay. I didn't.
I know. I did it for I didn't do it. I did it just for the last stretch, like because did any of y'all get the OP cap at the end?
Oh, Minamoto's?
Yeah, Minamoto's cap. Like you needed to have
I don't know if I used it.
75 bravery for that, and I had 71. So
I can tell you right now because I'm playing it literally right now in Lapin Angelique post game. You can get Iron Maiden's outfit. The bravery points that you need to equip it is 350.
That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
It is negative 75 health, plus 20 attack, and plus 40 defense.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is tied to you do understand why though, right? Like it's because it's technically female clothing, and
Well, it's also special armor.
Also that, but it more so has to do because if you look any like type of dress or thing that would be for like cheeky or something, for Nick it would take a lot more bravery because it would
You act like I didn't build Neku's bravery up back in the day to put him as the prettiest girl in the game.
And as Joshua would say, let's go, Neku.
Eat the food, you fat fuck.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
The amount of artwork of like Joshua and Neku is fucking ridiculous, and I'm so glad the internet exists for it.
Our guys, just like The Simpsons, say the line: "If Joe had nickel for every white-haired anime boy,
Oh God.
is an anime,
Six.
manga, video games." Yeah, I'm up to like 6 nickels, which is kind of concerning because now I feel like it's a trope.
It's like
It is
been
a trope.
It's show
It
from
is a
Fire
trope. It's one of
Force,
my favorite
Kaoru,
tropes.
Killua.
Oh, does
Yeah, that
Killua
counts.
count? Yeah, I guess that does
I would
count.
count Killua.
You're not counting Inuyasha?
I'm kind of Joshua.
Inuyasha.
I'm not counting any Yasha.
No.
The Shomaru, though.
No, it's got to be gay.
It's
Oh, okay.
Shomaru, though.
Also,
The enemy mysterious is the other thing.
yeah, mysterious, gay, white hair, and also some way born to the plot by some mysterious being. So I guess Future
Maybe
Diaries
kind
also
of
is up
Jesus
there.
also.
Yeah, they also maybe kind of have to be Jesus. That's also part of it too.
Xenosaga.
Yeah,
Not
we're gonna get
related.
One
there.
of you said that in the chat.
I said Xenogears.
Okay.
Or Dominic says Xenogears because Ramses is, white hair.
But Xenosaga also has that.
But I don't.
He is a-
But I don't know anything about Xenosaga, unfortunately. So
Does
Xenoblade
Kingdom-
also has that.
Does Kingdom Hearts count? Riku's kind of Jesus.
Absolutely. And Joshua.
Hmm.
Joshua is in the world. Is in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole
Yeah.
reason why we did this, isn't it? Right?
Yes,
Yes.
that is the only reason why we've done this.
Are you guys
But we
convinced
should
me to do
Neo
this?
anyway, because this game's fantastic.
I mean,
It grows
Yeah,
on
it-
you, I will say.
we could have said we need to play Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10 before we did Kingdom Hearts. That seemed like it was too much.
That was too much. That wouldn't have happened. So
But it's easy to
Yeah,
say,
that
We'll
right
make
now.
it happen still.
this one Kingdom Hearts game has all these characters in it. Let's play that game first.
Wait, Mike, you didn't play Final Fantasy VIII just because it was part of Kingdom Hearts.
no, I just wanted to play 8.
What is wrong with you?
That is
I like
wrong.
It's a good game. Eight's
I've
the
ne-
best one.
Mm.
Hey, when you play the remaster version of 8 the way it's meant to be played, it is an amazing game.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Turning
I-
on God mode and just forgetting about the story and just skipping through it all
Yeah.
until the credits. Yeah.
No, enjoy
yeah, that is-
the story and you skip the bad
No,
gameplay.
no,
That's
wrong,
all.
Mike. You just skip all the way to the credits and that's it.
Wait,
you
do
beat
we
the
have to
game.
do 15
Congratulations.
for this.
Yes, we have to do 15, but we'll do
We'll
We'll
do
do 15.
Renatus too after that comes out.
15 after we do everything because I feel like that makes more sense.
We'll do Neo, then we'll do 15, all the 15 DLC, then 16, then
You
Renatus.
can't.
I like
even
how
do
we're
all
just
the 15
hijacking Mike's
DLC.
podcast, by the way.
I mean, I am the guy that makes the schedule, so hey, you're welcome to say whatever you like, whether it
He
happens
has
or not.
locked out
Here,
DLC. You can't play it anymore.
No.
15 does?
Yeah, there's a fucking multiplayer expansion.
We can get through as much as multiplayer or as much DLC as we can. It doesn't have to be everything. We're probably not gonna play Monsters of the Deep, but you know,
Can we just not do 15?
I do want to play 15. So
I want to play
15 's
15 for
fine.
years.
I like 15. I don't understand where this is.
Yeah, I also like 15.
who wants to explain the story of this game? Since we should.
Well, you see, Mike is the composer, and he shot all of us so that we could be in this game called the podcast game.
Yeah, was this the? I'm not gonna say this is the start, but this is like also like the beginning of death games becoming kind of popular too in America as well. As much as this
Saw
people,
came first, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this came
this-
before even Danganronpa, huh?
This game's
Yeah.
before 999.
Yeah, oh my god.
I need to play that.
yeah, I'm referring to
999's
both
Great.
both 999 and Danganronpa as death games because it's usually referred to as death games as trying to survive as long as you can.
This is also before Sweet Fuse at your side on PSP, which is another death game.
Oh no, there might be a death game that's earlier than this. Hold on.
I can't think of one because what's that one?
It's a manga that's based in a school, and there's like a drama doll that is actually God, and it makes them do stupid games. Like
Assassination Classroom or something like that.
It's something classroom like that.
Yeah, it has Classroom. I forget its name. The one
anyway.
that has, yeah.
as the
Well,
gods
well,
will.
You play as
And-
Neku, who wakes up in Shibuya with no memory of what happens. He's very much an emo teen. He's very reclusive. He listens to his headphones and tunes out the world. And he's forced to play his game. He doesn't really know what's going on. And he has 7 days to complete these different objectives. And there's a timer on his hand. It's just etched in there. And
It's in
if
its
they don't
memory.
complete the objectives, he's threatened with erasure. What is erasure? Kind of death, but also more than death.
Except it's not death as well.
I feel like the whole like whenever like we had like Game Informer and stuff, that was kind of basically like the plot points they would show you in the trailer and everything, which was pretty much why a lot of people found this game and thought it was interesting because it's a pretty cool concept in itself, even though the timer is not really real on your end.
Yeah, that's the good thing is that they never made the timer like a real thing. It's just a story-based progression.
Yeah, just to give them an incentive to do what they're supposed to do, but it doesn't actually force you into a timer. Because I was leveling to my heart's content. So
Yep.
Yeah,
I actually had to Google it because I was like, does the timer affect? Do I not have enough time to grind?
No, you're fine.
you could put that DS down for months and come back, and they're still going to be where they are.
but all your pins will be leveled up a huge amount.
God, that was a good concept.
But some of them will not evolve through that.
Some of them only evolve through Street Pass, which good luck in 2024 if you're playing DS.
Actually, on the Switch version, that's been patched out. Anything that was part of Mangle points is now either switched to battle or shut down.
But yes, one of the many systems this game has is, hey, if you put the DS to sleep or something and you're not playing the game, you still get XP for not playing the game.
I mean, the pins get XP, not you.
I mean, yes, but the pin getting XP is kind of what matters.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure your level only affects HP. Your attack is from food and then the pins.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have a base set of stats, too.
Yeah, but they don't go up when you level up. It's only your health.
They don't?
I thought
As far as I am aware, it is only your health that levels up when Neku gets experience.
Huh.
That's why it
That's dumb.
doubles down on the whole point system and gives you the shutdown experience.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't worry, they changed
Anyway.
it. Now you actually get stats.
No.
yeah,
As far
we're
as
gonna
I'm aware.
we're gonna take this week by week. Mike, do you have any weird questions or concerns about the first week?
No, first week wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, you're dropped into this world. He doesn't know anything. You don't know anything as a player. Niku can read minds. He finds out he has a pin. The girl you're teaming up with, find out is not the girl you think she is.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I thought it did a good job of giving you enough mystery to keep you interested, and then you start understanding what's happening. Like, he finds out pretty quickly that he's not alive.
It's a lot of character arc for what is essentially the first third of the game.
I mean, Neku is in a really bad place in his life, right? Where he's just completely shut out to the world and he's very negative and cynical.
And
It's a game that's about teaching him to be a person again.
Hey, which is by the way, rewatching the the video that I showed about the recap of the game, I actually noticed that I didn't put these things together. The reason why he dies is because he puts on those fucking headphones when he's in Shibuya.
Yep.
Because he hears all the noise, he puts on the headphones, and I'm guessing that he didn't hear what happens that actually kills him.
When he got shot.
Well, he got distracted by the art, too.
Isn't that Tetsu's
Yeah.
art? Tetsu Nomura's art?
Probably.
Or something. There's some kind of comment about it I heard in one of the videos I was watching before
It's
this.
Cat's
His
art.
art is his art is all over this game.
It's Hanakoma's art.
But there's also something even digging deeper into that. Apparently, only if you play the secret, not secret alternate universe episode is it revealed that the reason why Neku is a little shit in the beginning of this is because he saw his childhood friend get hit by a fucking car and die.
I forgot about that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
the alternate universe thing
where
is
is-
really interesting.
That.
So was
That's
the
it.
guy wearing a green jumpsuit and trying to rescue a kid when he got hit by the car? Just curious.
No.
What?
You have
It's a Yu Yu Hakusho reference.
Ah.
Ah.
Right. Yeah.
I love that show, by the way. My wife was actually watching that show again. All of a sudden, I came up from recording one day, and I'm like, "You're watching it again?" It was just odd. I was like, "Yep." I'm like, "All right."
I think they just added it to Netflix. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably what happened. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
title
I
Show's
think-
so good.
I think it's the whole
But
thing.
I love
too.
character arcs like these because I do connect a lot with those kinds of characters that like to shut themselves off and are just kind of a dick at first and then learn slowly to not be that way.
It's okay. Now it's the other way. Now it's the other way around, where you wear earphones to ignore people because people are just awful.
People were always.
Well, that's what Neku thought.
I mean, I
I'm
wear
not
headphones.
antisocial,
I don't
but
wear
I'm not
headphones.
rude.
I used to wear headphones just so I could listen to what people were saying where they thought I couldn't hear them because my headphones weren't actually on. But that was a different time.
Mhm.
I don't wear headphones now. I just don't care. If I want to listen to a podcast, I'll just blare it out loud and carry my phone with me like an idiot. I don't like Bluetooth headphones. The only time I use Bluetooth headphones is when I have dentist work done. Then I put Bluetooth headphones in because I don't want to hear everything else that's happening. Other than that, I don't use Bluetooth or headphones because my phone I have a newer phone where there's no headphone jack anymore for some stupid ass reason.
Yeah.
Fucking
I really
goddamn
hate
future. It's bullshit.
I don't understand why there's no headphone jack. Like, I mean, did it really cost them that much to put a little, that jack there? Like, really? Come on, guys. Like, I miss it.
No, buy
I
the
don't like-
Samsung brand headphones.
I just
Could
don't
just
like wireless
drill it.
headphones. I lose them all the time.
It's that iPhone design philosophy. You gotta take away stuff and make it sleeker and sleeker and sleeker.
Is
Fuck
it sleeker?
Fuck Apple. That's why I don't own any Apple products, and I will
Same.
not. I hate Apple.
Yeah, they're super expensive.
That's another part. I mean,
Funny
if you notice,
enough-
there's a trend with me. I don't like things that are expensive for no reason when they shouldn't be, like iPhone, Nintendo games. You know,
Would you like a modern laptop that only has 2 gigabytes of RAM? How about $3,000?
Jesus Christ.
But it's
Funny
got that
enough,
pretty Apple on it.
Is that one? God damn.
funny enough, weirdly quickly realizing that with my new job where I do internet tech services, people have more problems using their iPhone stuff or Apple products on Wi-Fi because Apple likes to fucking fuck shit up and think people are trying to steal your data.
Wait, but it's like the most secure OS
Yeah.
ever. So why do they even have to worry?
Yeah, so it's like, why can't I get my iPad on my Wi-Fi? Oh, because Apple's fucking stupid and likes to fucking like static whatever their fucking iPad. So if you can't log in, you have to completely change your fucking Wi-Fi around because they're stupid.
okay. I don't know a lot about. Don't mess with Apple.
I don't either.
The other thing I want to bring up about this game is like as you progress through, the game is broken up into 3 weeks that we will get more into, and like in the way, and then you have 7 days that go through each week because reality, and you get different missions and things you do. You run around this world of Shibuya, Japan, but a different version of Shibuya. But one of the things that also like this game has like with systems is you have like brands that are popular or that brands that you can make popular. So clothes that you are wearing, which is your equipment, or pins that you're wearing, which are your abilities, can then get stronger or weaker depending on what the brand is that's popular in that in the zone that you're in. And that's a cool concept because you can alter it by wearing certain pins or wearing armor and doing shit.
I like that concept until they forced you in that in the last day of week 2 to like, oh, you can't use pins of other brands other than the one on this floor.
That was terrible. Yes, that's a one-time thing.
Like Neo.
I mean, it's forcing you to engage with the system.
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
I like in the sense that I like when games introduce a pattern, introduce a system, double down on that, and then start breaking it in different ways because I think that's really fun.
But it's only like once in a while that you. I mean, that's really the only time I had to use DB pins, which are fucking garbage for me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get them to
And
work.
yes, it does get annoying when you have to I don't know how to really use this, and I have to figure it out right now.
But it's only one, and it wasn't for a boss fight, just for a stupid enemy fight, which I kind of just, I just kind of ran around in circles and let my partner do all the work, so I couldn't get the pins to work.
Oh, thank God it wasn't like for the boss battle. Otherwise, I probably would have rage quit there.
Same.
Yeah. One.
I was gonna say, it is really interesting. This is the first time I ever noticed it in 15 years. Is the brands also determine what NPCs and what billboards are in the background?
Does it?
Oh
Yeah, because I noticed in Scramble Crossing, again, like Lupin Angelique was the top brand, and all of the NPCs were wearing Gothic Lolita, and I went, "Oh my god!"
Oh,
That's cool.
And then
I thought they were just popping up wherever
backgrounds,
because
like
of
how when you go to the entrance that leads to 104, and you can actually see the billboard on 104. It was also a Lupin Angelique billboard.
Maybe to switch thing.
But I mean, but that also ties into the one of the objectives you have to do is to make a pin popular.
yeah.
Yeah, but it also goes a little bit deeper in that, which I don't want to touch on right now because it's a pain in the ass right now. That's part of a bunch of the secret report objectives too, is to change certain areas to have certain brand and stuff, and that's how you unlock a star to get the secret reports.
Yeah, I had no interest
But-
in that crap.
But there is a really interesting kind of meta thread about like social engineering and like going from beyond to influence the reality because you're technically non-existent, non-corporeal, but you're still influencing things.
As goes to.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because you're, oh god, the part where you have to imprint memes and the word is memes on people, I was like, meme. I'm like, well, this part is odd.
Metal Gear.
It's Metal Gear. It's this. I thought I was so smart as a kid for knowing what a meme was, and then memes became popular.
Yeah. I mean, how memes are a formal language at this point now. Like,
Well, that's
they
what this
really
game is
are.
telling us.
Was ahead of its time.
People, I mean, I have had conversations with people like Phoebe, just with GIFs and memes and just sending random shit like back and forth, and you understand the meaning of what the person's trying to say. So
I'll send you anti-memes at some point, make you forget.
it's just, I don't know. Language is fluid, as Bill says before when I talk and I make up words. So
Also, going a little bit of the story, I do like even in the story, there's a bunch of stuff that kind of wraps back to around each other a lot, which I also really loved about this game as well. Because throughout the game, you also kind of see it's like the evolution of one of the characters where he starts off as like a regular businessman when they introduce memes, and he's like, "Come get your hot memes," and the guy gets really weird about it. But then later in the weeks, you see him becoming like a scummy businessman. Or you have the one Reaper who also has like a band, and you're kind of helping them slowly become like more and more famous.
Oh, 777.
Yeah,
777.
Getting to the scummy businessman part was really interesting because you're just all of a sudden partaking in like these ramen wars.
Yeah. And it's also really funny that this is a game from the year 2007, and you are imprinting the word gnarly into his brain. Like, come on, guys, it's totally tubular.
I mean, that word wasn't even a word in 2007. Like, it really didn't age good in 2024. It's like, come on, guys.
But it's almost funny now.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
There were words like, what do we use in 2007? I don't even remember.
I remember.
I don't want to remember either. I think that's part of it.
it's so punk.
2007 would be the Call of Duty year, so probably the N word over anything else.
Oh, good.
Oh God.
Well, this is like the transition from like early internet to like modern internet. So probably using like some light leet speak.
Oh no, not lead
LOL,
speak.
OMG.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
yeah.
more sense.
Well, no, that
XD
wasn't.
Neku, XD.
But people didn't say. People
Hello.
actually will say OMG now and LOL like that.
Oh,
I've heard
man.
people say it in public.
Yeah, because we're old,
I wish
Mike.
I wish this game was made now.
'Cause we're old.
Joshua would totally say ooh woo Neku.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know I'm old. I mean, my favorite joke when people call me a youngin when I talk to people like I'm like they're like that are in like their 70s or 80s, like, oh, you're young, and I'm like, I'm 36. I ain't that young, guys. Like, I get it, but my back hurts when I wake up. Sometimes I don't. Like, I ain't that young anymore. Like, yeah, come on now. Because I'm younger than you doesn't make me young.
Physically, you're not young, but you're as young as you want to be.
Mentally, sure.
You're
But
young
the
at heart,
physical
Mike.
part, the part
That's
that
fine.
reminds me every day.
I hurt myself today.
Trying to tie
Johnny,
my
no.
shoe. Oh, there was one day I was putting on a sock and like before our trip, and I like stretched, like, oh, my neck, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the worst one, man. Like, just fuck.
Try to get out of bed. Oh, Charlie horse. Fuck.
So yeah, I just people always go like, oh, you're so young, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, come
No,
on.
I'm not.
I always get woken up by
Great
Charlie
job.
horses.
You're,
It's never
you're
just the
back
thing
to
that
walk
happens
along.
otherwise.
Drink more water, Dominic. That's why.
Because I was like walking a lot the previous day. I wasn't ready.
No, since you brought this up, well, you didn't bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. When I was walking in Nashville, I walked for 4 miles because we were walking around downtown, and I was going to go meet a friend. I did go meet a friend for dinner, and I remember walking. I went to go scratch my thigh, and my leg was just completely numb, and I'm like, huh, this ain't good. I'm like, wow, I'm out of shape. And then luckily everything came back after a bit. 'Cause my wife like, yeah, that stays numb. You're going to need to get that checked out.
My sneezes and farts hurt now. Getting old sucks.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Like, are you close to
does.
having a stroke?
I mean, I was wondering that day when I was walking 4 miles. I'm like, Now and then after that, I started eating better and exercising more because that really made me think, yeah, you need to do something. But it was it amused me.
Also, when
It
really,
amused.
It amused me that my thighs were numb. Like that, I went to go
Ah.
scratch my leg and it was numb. Like that did amuse me because it didn't hurt. I was fine. I'm
Fuck,
like,
that's not amusing.
No,
a little goofy.
We're worried
A little
about
goofy.
you.
I was also getting sick. I was also sick that day too, so that didn't help everything else that went along with it. So I was in a random city, but that's still cool. Okay,
Also-
so it reminded me of Shibuya too somehow. But I wouldn't mind seeing Shibuya in real life if I. But I don't know. I want to go to Japan someday, but we'll see.
It'll be the GTA effect where you're like, I play the world ends with you. I know my way around.
I wouldn't say
God.
no.
But
one
this version's bad.
Another thing to bring up, like the battles, like the battle system we brought up, but the way there's no random encounters. The way you engage in battles is when you're running around on the map, you tap your pin button. He does like a mind trick or so whatever, and then you see red orbs, which are the enemies, or red. You see you see symbols. You click the symbols, then you can chain battles together, so you have a higher drop rate to get rarer pins, and that's how you get your money in this.
Only 4.
Oh, is it only 4?
It's only 4 unless you can upgrade it in this one. Because in Neo, I think it goes up to like 7.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I never really paid. I mean, I did 4, but I didn't realize it was a cap. And I also
Yeah, I think 4 is the
Yeah,
cap.
it's 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
I never got. I was also missing 2 pin slots the whole game, and I was wondering why they never gave them to me.
You have to buy them.
You had to buy
Oh, I never knew where to buy them.
One is in the 104, and the other one is at Shibuya.
Why didn't I Google this while I was playing the game?
I don't know. That's a very good question, Mike.
Yeah, it's a good question. I thought about it. I wasn't
The shop
that
system is
quickly.
also fairly interesting in that you can buy things from them, and if you buy enough things, they start to like you, and they'll unlock like the explanations of what certain gear is, so you can actually have those stats.
Yeah, the best part is it doesn't have to be gear that they sell. They might look at something that's in your inventory and go, "Oh, wow, that style's really cool. I've never seen that before." And they'll just give you the ability for that.
Man, that's cool. I mean, hey, it's also like real life. If you go and shop at a place enough, they will get to know you and like you more. That's true.
And then you get access to the secret menus when they start selling you shit no one else can get.
I mean, I was friends with a pawn store guy, and I did get good deals on shit all the time at one time. So,
unless you go to my store, in which case I don't want you in my store. So get the fuck out already.
And then the best part is I know you're not joking, Emanuel.
Mm-hmm. I never joke, sir.
But there's a lot of systems as far as like social stuff. Like teaching Neku how to be social is very much a gameplay part of the game. It's like talking to shop people, wearing fashionable clothing, being a person in society. Like it's very subtle, but it's super cool. It's just super cool.
I'm glad that he got a character development. Otherwise, I would have punched him in the face. God, I was so. I did not like Neku. I did not like Neku from the get-go.
I don't think you're supposed to.
I know you're not
supposed to. I like Neku from the get-go. I understand that cynicism.
The thing is that usually this type of character is not the main character. Or if it is, he's at least somewhat likable, like Cloud. But Neku, I don't know. I just want to deck him in the face. Like, so hard.
It's fair.
He's such a fucking asshole, too.
Emanuel, you would love an anime called Problem Children in Another World.
Oh, no.
Wait, which Cloud? Original Cloud or remake Cloud?
Remake Cloud.
Okay, remake Cloud's likable. Original Cloud's kind of a shit.
Yeah.
I think that it just has to do with me not hearing a voice. Like, I know that there is some slight voice acting in this game, but, voice acting can make or break a character for me. Like, that's why I typically don't, go back to all these other older RPGs and shit because they don't have voice acting. Like, the original Final Fantasies and all that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes characters can come off as something that they are not because they don't have that voice.
Sure, absolutely. But I don't know. I tend to imprint softer, friendlier voices to most of those characters. So I tend to interpret their dialogue in a more positive way or a more stable way. I can explain it to myself well enough. I don't think you can do that
with Neku here because he is such an asshole all the time.
Well, I mean, when you wake up with no memory and you're just told to play a game and you're with this girl you don't even know, it's like, I get it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And with no memory, you're not going to be able to, like, so much of our decisions and our thought process and what we do as humans is based on our memories. And if you have that taken away, yeah, makes sense. You're going to be a meaner person because you don't know how to react.
I don't know, man. I think he should have committed it to memory.
God damn it, shut the hell up.
Got him in my ass.
Hey, instead of Axel, we just said Miyamoto, which, if you were on the internet in like 2008, 2009, everyone was fucking memeing So Zeta Slow.
Yeah.
Was that a thing? Oh, God. I'm so glad that I never had internet until 2009 or 10 or something. And even then, I'm so glad that I just don't live in the zeitgeist like you guys.
I lived on the internet 2008, but I was also I don't think I was on it not like I am now because it wasn't, but I was on it a lot. I see dumb Facebook posts from years ago where I was like, oh, I'm bored, or I'm this, what the fuck was I doing?
Mm-hmm.
But that's also when Facebook was like, what's on your, Mike Albertin is, and that's how it would start, stuff like that.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of my posts are stupid now when I'm like, what was I doing? Or very vague posting because I couldn't talk about what was going on.
Yeah, but that was also the time when if you weren't Facebook official in your relationship, you weren't actually in a relationship.
I still think that's true.
So brief story. When I first got a Facebook in 8th or 9th grade, I had posted that I had found a frog and I went to the pond and freed the frog, right? And one of those stupid fucking things you do as a child. And my friend messages me and he's like, hey, that's not what Facebook is for. Don't do that shit.
Damn, Facebook police.
Who the fuck cares?
And yeah, but looking back, he was fucking right. I don't want to read that shit.
I mean, I post stuff like that on Facebook. I got into Facebook because of a girl I met convinced me. It was like, sure, you should try Facebook when I was like in 2009 is when I got into Facebook. Or wait, no, it was 2008, somewhere around there. Might have been 08. I don't remember.
A long time ago in a Mike Albertin far, far away.
I see so many posts that come up from like 11 years ago. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking delete that.
I only delete a few. There were a couple things that were real trashy. I said, I'm like, yeah, we ain't leaving that. I'll leave other stuff, but there's certain things where I'm like, yeah.
Wait, you can delete your posts off Facebook from like years ago?
Yeah. Just come up. If you check your memories every day, you'll see all your old posts. And easy way to get rid of them.
Shit. I need to start doing that then.
I look forward to that. Every day you get Facebook memories, and I look forward to seeing. A lot of times I look forward to it because it's different games. Because for years now, I post what games I beat with like screenshots of the games or what I've been up to, and I like seeing stuff like that. But no, the really old shit from like 15 years ago, I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. So I see a lot of pictures of my son and all sorts of stuff from that. But like for example, let's see here, 15 years ago is tired from a long day. That's my post from 15 years ago. So yeah,
Insightful.
Yeah, I mean, I was faithful, and nobody liked it. Commented. I didn't really have a lot of friends, or it doesn't show comments from that long. No, it does. So yeah, who knows? But okay, that's enough of that bullshit. But with this game,
going through memory lane.
With the 3-week system, like I think it's cool, and I didn't realize like that you were going to change characters each week. Because first week is Cichocki, second week is the guy from Neon Genesis that turns out to be an angel.
You know what the best part is? He also turns out to be an angel here.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, as soon as I saw him, I saw Joshua, and he's talking. You can kind of tell he knows more about the game. You find out that he's not a player in the game, so he's not dead. I'm like, this is 100% Neon Genesis, where that random kid shows up at the end. They're like, yeah, and he turns out he's an angel. And I don't even remember what happened because I stopped watching the second time.
Shinji didn't want to kill his boyfriend, but the Evangelion took control, or Gendo took control of the Evangelion and made him kill him.
No, it's implied that he just did it after like a couple minutes of just sitting there being like, fuck, I gotta do it.
Oh no, there's 8 timelines. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Yeah, one of the timelines, his head gets blown up by like a net collar bomb, so yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's
also
weird as
happens.
fuck. Let's just say that.
I love Evangelion so much. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. My favorite show.
Oh, wow.
But I did this in reverse, where I found Joshua first, and then found Calder later. It's like, oh, I get it.
It's okay.
That's fair. Okay.
It's like
Joshua's
totally
fine. Like I like it that the game adds all that adds you because you're more interested in what's going on. Because after the first week, they win and Cichocki becomes alive, but Niku doesn't. Only one person can survive each week of the game, can come back to life. So she gets life, he doesn't. And then the second week, the first week took away his memory. Second week is payment, because every week you have to give a payment to play the game, where essentially people that die, you then play the game to come back to life. He has to give up Cichocki, because that's apparently who he cares about most, which, teenage boy meets girl. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Don't make fun of my ship, okay? My secondary ship.
Yeah, he learns to care about Cichocki, and he's changed, except now he's back in the game, and he's like, fuck
me.
Gotta do this again.
So I have to ask, did anybody else notice that Joshua actually shows up before this point?
Is he in the world beforehand?
So when you start week 1, and it does the quick flash in between cutscenes of the statue of Hachiko, he's just standing there right in front of the dog.
Really?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I don't know if it's just on my version of the game or what, but like every time that they show Neku waking up at the statue, Joshua's there as if he's like watching him.
I believe that.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't know if that's in the DS, but also it's something that you wouldn't catch except for multiple playthroughs because it would mean nothing to you and your brain wouldn't even think about it. Unless you're someone that just notices like everything.
Every little detail.
But before we get on to, does it happen? No, it happens in the last week. But we also are forgetting one of my other favorite storylines through this game as well.
What's that?
You have the really sad duo of Rhyme and Beat. Yeah, can't forget those dudes. I love their story arc, and it's just so sad whenever his partner gets eaten by a big shark, and then it's later revealed that is his sister.
But she doesn't remember that, and he does.
Her entry fee was her memories of even having a brother.
No, something about the Switch version confirms Beat's sacrifice was her memories of him. They never confirm what Rhyme's price was, and apparently even though she dies in the game and does come back, you don't get it back either way, so whatever she bet was lost.
So she
Interesting.
never remembers.
She'll never remember what it is or get back what it was, but it's supposed to be like kind of a metaphor for loss. Was that whatever she lost though, she might end up getting it back. So I don't know. They just never confirm what it is though.
Well, as I say, this might be a good time to get into what erasure is, because erasure can be a little confusing.
I thought it was just death. Like you just vanish from existence.
Yes and no, because people have come back from erasure. Shiki, I think, gets erased and comes back. Rhyme does get erased and comes back. Kind of 2 degrees of separation through Kingdom Hearts. It's very much like Final Fantasy VII live stream. Erasure just means that your spirit loses its like humanoid form. But in 7, you're still the green wisp in the live stream. You're still you, but you don't look like a human anymore.
You're not quite a dusk yet, but maybe you're no.
And I was gonna
Christ.
say, and in Kingdom Hearts,
Well, yeah. See, that's
Which,
what it is,
hey,
though.
I wanted to mention earlier, but it's not heartless in this game. It's noise.
It is the negative emotion, so it's not unversed.
Yeah, so you go from human to spirit to noise, and I think you kind of like once you get like blown away from noise, I think you can kind of come back from that too.
Yeah, you're just energy particles in the wind, but you can absolutely be reconstituted.
I mean, all the composers win, and the composer is basically God. So
Just for that section of the underground, there is stuff above the composer.
Yeah,
Oh, that's why they always call it UG, huh? Underground.
yeah, the underground
The underground and the real ground.
and the noise ground, or are they in between or something like that, right?
They're like just they're kind of multi-planal.
Yeah, because they establish that the plane that you fight on is also a different ground, and that's why technically when you fight on that ground, that's why you influence people with your pins and your outfits.
Well, it's still supposed to be the UG, but there is the higher plane as well, which we can get into much later.
This game is very confusing.
Yes, but I love
It's,
it.
it's okay.
very
We haven't
dense game for an RPG that's only like 20-25 hours.
we also
It's short.
haven't gotten
Yeah,
to the
I-
really weird ending.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I don't. Maybe I'm just used to weirder, but yeah, I didn't find it like.
I found it weird because it's not. I'm used to fantasy worlds and not something that's trying to be more the real world.
The real one? Okay.
And that's kind of what this is going for. Because Shibuya is
Back when they would make new IPs at the drop of a hat, it's much easier to get those different styles and different ideas.
well, now they do what they do better. They just remake everything else. You just and then you cancel it.
Or you make sequels. Just stuff that doesn't need sequels.
That too.
Well, you can always hope for the PC port to happen eventually.
Yeah, did Nintendo have something to do with that remake? Because that might be why it never got off Switch. So
It's possible.
Yeah.
Could be.
There
they-
is a port. Just get something called Desume.
No, that doesn't exist anymore. Probably.
no, Yuzu, the one that went down that she's
Yeah.
referencing. But
Yuzu and Sidra are the ones that went down.
yes,
It
but
went down, but the DS one shouldn't have.
no, it's,
3DS one did.
Because it's not the same team that
I mean, it
went
still
down.
works. I have it. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure it still works. It just doesn't update. That's all.
Exactly.
You can just, I mean, the moment Yuzu went down, something else appeared like the next day.
Yeah,
So-
it was
Wasn't it
Suzu.
Yuzu?
Suzu.
You
Yeah.
told me?
no,
It
it's
was
Suyu.
Yuzu.
I told Mitos I wanted it to be like what was it, Tusu? I think it was. But no, they went with Suyu, and I'm like,
No, they should have called it the Yuzu U. Like the fucking Wii U.
Suyu.
I mean, it was the dumbest thing. Like, I mean, I know why they went down because they were making like 20 grand a month off their Patreon or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
So-
if they wouldn't have done that bullshit. And it was like one person, I think, that did it. But
So I get it, but I'm sure they got a cease and desist letter first.
yeah, and it's mostly because they like posted about it. Like, okay, so here's what it was. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's that when Tears of the Kingdom was gonna come out, like they had like because there's the stable version of the emulator and the nightly versions that just keep getting revised each day, but it's like in behind the paywall of the Patreon. So what they did was like promote that Patreon version of like, oh, this is the version that runs the Tears of the Kingdom and whatever. So if you want in on playing Tears of the Kingdom on the emulator, you'll need to pay the Patreon and all that. And that's where Nintendo was like, gotcha, bitch.
That's where they fucked themselves.
Yeah, and it was literally like one person that I remember that was to blame for that.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, it's just human greed from any side is just leads to stupidity.
Yeah, and plus it made people get really like stupid about emulation too. Right after that, it's like, oh, see, it's illegal, it's bad. It's like, guys, don't pirate games that before they come out, and don't pirate games that you can easily go buy in the store. Now, if you want to pirate a game from 15 years ago that doesn't exist unless eBay, fucking go ahead. Like,
or just buy the game and then emulate it like I do.
I do it all the fucking time. If I can buy it on Steam, I will buy it on Steam and still usually emulate it just because I want save states. But I will at least, if I can buy it, I will buy it to support it. But then I'm still going to do what I want.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then
that's a sensible way of looking at it.
Like Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, I bought that for $2 on Steam sale. I own the GameCube version, so it's behind me. And I'm gonna play the emulation when I get around to it later this year for the show, like that. But at least I'm like, you know what? I bought it because you gave me the option to buy it, and it's in my Steam library, and I'll never touch it. But
chances are it won't even work.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm probably doing that whenever I get back to playing Knights of the Old Republic. What I did, I have the Steam version, like I bought it, but that version crashes at the start of the game. So what do? I just look for the Switch emulation version and just do that one because that one is stable and it doesn't crash.
But you bought it, so therefore
I bought it. I supported the thing that I had.
Once again for helping me set up Soul Reaver.
Well, okay,
literally the same story.
With Soul Reaver, that's not even like you can't play it any other way because the PC versions are completely busted and don't work. Like they
are on sale on Steam all the fucking time.
But they don't work.
Because they know that they're busted and no one's fixing them.
No one's going to fix them. I mean, there's probably mods to make them work.
Who's got time for mods?
Listen, if somebody can still, after 20 years, update Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, the Steam version, fucking somebody at Crystal Dynamics can work on Soul Reaver.
If somebody cared. There's right there. Somebody.
Whenever they do the new Legacy of Kain game, finally, maybe then everything will be fixed.
That's a good one.
Oh boy,
good one.
Speaking of Legacy of Kain, Mina Mimoto was the new Axel Sexy Man.
Oh my god, yes, I love Minamoto. And we're not even talking about the Game Master from the first week because he doesn't matter.
No,
he makes a cool boss.
The chef guy.
Food man.
Yeah, he makes funny food puns. Yeah, I was going to say that.
God.
He was a cool boss fight, I thought.
I will make a mean dish out of you. God.
Yes, everyone cares about Minamoto. That's the guy.
Yes, exactly. Minamoto is the best.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like it with Shiki when you find out that what they took from Shiki was her appearance and she looks like her friend. I do think that's cool.
No,
that was
her
a twist
friend,
I didn't see coming.
Yeah, her friend is the actual one.
Shiki. The actual one that looks like Shiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gave up her likeness and took over her friend's because she didn't like the way she looked.
And there's a lot of interesting stuff too about like her being a fashion designer and like trying to, follow her dreams at such a young age and everything too, that it's like there's depth to it, right? That is nice to have. It's not just, the girl character is vain and wants to be somebody else. It's like, no, this is actually a really interesting take on like how people view themselves and the problems of society and like the ways that all of the things that we're kind of doing also negatively affect people.
Mm-hmm. It's also a very teenager thing too, to kind of wish that you'd look better and even like your friends, because sometimes you think your friends are more attractive than you. And also the whole, I think it's like the second or third day you find her friend and she talks about how she feels super bad because she wasn't trying to like put her down. She was trying to encourage her and she took it the wrong way. And I think, does it imply like Shiki either went and killed herself or she accidentally ran to a car or something too?
She accidentally, yeah, she didn't commit suicide.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to her. Huh.
Just an accident. But she never got
but are they all just an accident, or is there something else more sinister where they're being selectively targeted
by the Heartless?
No, I think that the only one that is actually selected was Nick. Like the others,
that is correct.
Were just accidents.
Because Neku you find out in week 2 that Neku was killed by the composer of week 2. And that's when you also find out that you think Joshua killed you, and you find out Joshua was trying to shoot the other guy, and you got shot.
And shows the one that showed
the whole convoluted thing.
Yeah.
And then Joshua was still the composer.
The fact that we had to see that fucking scene like 10 times.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it. Here we go again.
It's okay.
Hey, if you got shot and you started to remember, you would relive it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
That is fair.
Also, if I found out that a twink shot me, I would have obliterated him. But you know what? Me and Deku are two different guys. So
Neku wasn't quite there yet. Let's give him a chance. He doesn't have his bravery up just yet.
He needs to eat more food. That's it.
I don't know. You say that, but on like the first week, literally some chick tells him, "Hey Neku, if you blow your friend up, we'll let you come back to life," and he like legit almost does it.
Almost did it, yeah.
He force chokes her. Yeah, he force chokes
Oh,
her.
you meant that kind of obliterate. Got it.
Gross.
This show. I love this show. Like week 2 adds so much. Like I was getting more into the game during week 2 because there's so much stuff is happening and then like because you don't really find out what's really going on with Joshua till week 3. But like he ends up sacrificing himself to save you, in quotation, sacrificing himself. And then that's when you win week 2, and then it brings you to week 3 where you find out you're the only player that's left. And you need a partner, and this is when because we talked about Beat earlier, but in week 2, after Beat loses his sister, Beat then ends up becoming a Reaper, and you fight him multiple times throughout the week.
God damn it.
What?
Yes, Beat becomes a member of Organization 13.
I hate you.
Fair.
But he's a phony like Riku, and he eventually casts aside his affiliation.
I was gonna say Beat becomes Riku. Yeah.
All
But also, Beat is so deliciously stupid.
God.
is building
Yeah, he
like
is.
Daisunoko Beetle, and he's like, no, fuck that. That name's stupid.
Beat's an idiot.
Like, but it's so well written that like he does try very hard, but he just does not want to pay attention, does not care about these specifics. He just goes with his gut. Like
He's a weird partner. I didn't expect him to join you in the last bit. I was a little bit surprised on that because he becomes your enemy and then he's now your friend. But they're not really like. But Neku's like, you tried to kill us like all last week. Like we're not cool.
Yeah, but it was
Again, Riku.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's also got a cool hamster friend with him that ends up being his sister.
they get
Yeah.
turned into a pin.
time.
I will say this game does the really interesting plot thing that I really like, where the first week it's kind of set up as like, oh, this is the game. When you win the game is over. And so you're kind of playing it with the expectation, like, this is pretty short, but like, this could be it, I guess. And then week 2 and 3 kind of blow that out, and you're like, oh no, this is the real game now. So it kind of like latches you in by being like, okay, you've kind of gone through the initial part of it, you understand everything now, but let's play the real game.
Yeah, and it doesn't
Bump up
Yeah.
the difficulty.
It doesn't help that the game master for week 3 is just the understudy for the conductor, who has his own plan, and so this whole 3-week thing has to happen just so that way his plan goes into fruition.
And then we also have the other big reapers.
I
Oh,
was
Karia,
thinking-
and I can't remember her fucking. I always forget her name.
Lollipop
Karia, I
and
always
pink
forget her.
haired.
Yeah, those two. So
Yeah.
what I want to say is, so if Rhyme is like would beat his whole thing and beat his Riku, does that mean Rhyme is Kairi?
Yes.
No, she's
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Oh, no.
She's not
Ryan is
Mm.
also kind of Roxasy in a way.
I was gonna say Shiki's Kyrie because like they basically try to focus on saving her
Yeah.
on the 2 weeks of the last game.
But Cheeky actually does shit. So
Yeah,
no, Rhyme is more
I can agree
nominee.
with the Roxas thing because Rhyme's summer vacation also ends during week 1.
it's like my summer vacation is over.
This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna hurt each other in different ways for like the next like 5 minutes.
Karia and
jokes about
Uzuki
Kingdom
are
Hearts.
the names that we're looking for.
Listen, it's that or make all the math puns because God help me, Namimoto. All the Sokotoa puns are just perfect.
Speaking of Minamoto, we also forgot that later on they introduced taboo noise that hunt you down instead
I
of
don't
you
like
clicking
the
on them.
taboo noise.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying.
They're harder.
Yeah.
Like that's where I had to level up at one point. 'Cause I got stuck on a boss where I just couldn't do enough damage. I think it was week 2 day 7 boss where I had to level up because he was like, I'm just doing nothing.
And that's when they start getting really fucky with like the Switch version too, where they start really going hard on like, all right, in this version you get this random thing where you just take damage over time if you touch this ball.
So actually, week 2, day 7's final boss, Minamoto, was really interesting in a like plot point perspective because one of the mechanics, at least in the Switch version, is when you use your sync attack and he's in his kind of noise version, he just switches back instantly to his normal human form. And it makes sense because noise is based off of negative emotions, and here is Neku using his positive energy with Joshua to cancel it out.
Interesting. Did not think about it like that.
I didn't either. I also found out like when it came to that boss fight, this is when I found out you could actually you could hold your limit attack a little bit longer and make it more powerful, and that's what you're supposed to do.
It can go up to 300%.
It only went up to 2 for me.
You have to find the
You have to buy, yeah. No, you have to buy them from the store.
Well,
I actually didn't get for any of them except for Beat, I think.
I got it from Shiki. Mew just grows into like a Godzilla size thing and shoots lasers out of.
Oh, that sucked.
I didn't
Get that. I only got Beat to level 2.
I love you, Big Piggy.
So Mr.
One of these
Beast
days
is
I'm gonna
Moogle then, right?
I'm gonna beat Joe with it.
I'm fine with that. Yes, that means Mr. Mew is officially this universe's Moogle, and I say that because he's all over the place in the sequel.
Yes.
Hell yes.
And
Really?
reasons that are talked about in this game.
I am curious about the sequel now. I really am. Like I went from not giving a shit about the series to being like, I'm curious. Like I'll play Neo maybe next year.
You should care, Mike, because little do you know, I don't know if it's in that video, they fucking retcon the ending to this game.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they do. We knew that Tintin Slammer was an alternate universe, but it does hurt to see it go away.
No, we'll get there. Give me a second. But anyways, yeah, the third week's pretty cool because you get to run around and you have to find Reaper pins. Minamoto comes back with a sick chest tattoo in a new form. And what is it? The new composer is Mommy Sorry. I can't remember what her name is.
The Game Master.
Yeah,
What the
whatever
fuck?
her name is.
Game Master.
Konishi?
Yeah, I want her to step on me.
Iron
Oh
Man.
my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the woman in like the black dress that you hunt in the third week?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Glasses.
I'm with you on that one.
That's
Fucking
lady.
Minamoto can be daddy. Fucking, yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
I thought Team Rocket was more fun, but that's just me.
And see, the Team Rocket team's pretty cool too. I like them because they also do the really goofy thing of, I think it's like in the third week where they're like, fuck this shit, we're gonna get our asses kicked and maybe die for real. Let's help these kids out.
Week 3 is cool.
They're in
also
Neo, by
week.
the way.
I think week
Yeah.
2 is the
They are?
longest of the
Yeah, week
three.
2 is longer.
Yeah. Week 2 is longer than week 1. Week 3 is shorter than week 2.
Yeah,
Week
and that was
It has
nice.
to be the lore dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've yet to really mention the other major character.
Honeycomb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Please
Honeycomb is
take it
there.
away.
You mean Sojiro Sakura?
Mr. Honeycomb.
Wildcat.
If we're talking daddy,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's where Neko's awakening really is.
No, it's Joshua.
No.
Joshua.
You think it would be Joshua, but that's not where Neko goes.
Yeah. Because
it's-
when Joshua tells Neku that Hanakomo is cat, that's when he's like, oh.
It's the subversion, right? And in the gay love story, you think it's going to be the twink that wins him over, but actually it's an English teacher.
Yes.
Oh my
the-
God.
I love that the main story without the secret reports tells you nothing about Hanakoma.
Nope. It keeps you guessing of like, is he the composer? Is he not? Is
Is he a bad guy?
Is he just a hipster that likes to make coffee?
And it turns out the answer is yes, but so much more.
Which we'll get to once we get to the ending of the game, but we're still just a little bit away from that, where also Neku ends up going to the really cool bar for Reapers, which is also a really good point in the game. But I think also there's that really weird point where I guess they're supposed to. Who's the fucking main bad guy in this? I can't think of his fucking name.
God damn it.
Kakakita Mimi or some shit like that.
Megumi.
The conductor.
He also wears earphones.
Oh, is that the guy with the
Because-
dreadlock looking weirdo? That
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
deal with?
sunglasses. Yeah, he's supposed to be essentially the same kind of character as Neku because he also wears headphones. But it's the whole idea of that is if Neku grown up into an adult turned into that, which is also one of my favorite like anime tropes as well.
Also, the infamous approach. I see.
Yeah,
He's the Gendo Ikari of the game.
God damn it.
you know,
Oh, he doesn't have
he's-
dreadlocks. I don't know why. Or it does, I'm looking at him right now.
You're thinking of the original.
Yeah, the original
conductor.
boss you beat that goes
The
away.
food man.
The first
Yeah.
game master. Yeah.
Yeah, because the conductor, you deal with that guy. You see him throughout the whole game until you finally fight him in
Yeah.
week 3. That was a gauntlet of fights. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do want to mention real quick before we get too far from it, like the game, we kind of mentioned it, but the game does a really good job of building up all these like minor characters as well throughout. Because we talked about the businessman that goes from like being helpless and relying on like games of chance that you totally influence to make him do things.
Oh,
To
the
being like
Reaper
a
Creeper.
scum lord. Yeah.
You have
But then
Scammer.
you have that one pair, that one couple that you come across multiple times.
Now and
Oh yeah.
And
I forgot the
Soda.
name of the other one.
Oh yeah.
And they're
Sorry.
totally like very 2000s coded. They're very like into pop and R&B, and they're totally ride or die for each other. But then, you know, you see them as people, and then you see them join the Reapers game, and then you feel bad genuinely when they ultimately fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Because there can only be one winner, and it's going to be
That's
you.
what they get for being faux pas hot topic people.
Yeah, there's also the weird plot point that we totally jumped over where everyone's slowly being mind controlled and you're actually helping with that.
Yep.
That comes into effect in Week 3.
Social
Yeah.
engineering.
Yeah,
Which
and then
that was an interesting one. I actually didn't see that one coming. I'm like, oh, we actually helped the bad guys in.
Except he didn't turn out to be a bad guy. He was trying to save everybody.
We still haven't gone into the revelations that are we the bad guys?
Ah.
Does the world really end with us?
did you say revelations? Excuse you, sir. It's referred to as revelatins.
I hate you.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
So, Mike, how do you feel about the big twist? Since I think everyone's played it except for you.
I
Which
think
big
you find out
twist?
that Joshua is actually an angel.
Well, he's not an angel. He's
I don't know,
like
he's the conductor, or he's the
Composer.
the
I
composer.
mean, he's technically still an angel. It doesn't
That's
matter.
like he is an angel.
No,
I mean,
that-
yes, I'm making a joke, but I mean they did exactly what Neon Genesis did and turned the
Yes.
guy out to be, the enemy in a way. Like, so yeah, I was like, I kind of saw something. I mean, I saw it coming because something was up with him. So
It's the thing of if you've seen Evangelion, you're like, oh, it's totally Calder. But if you've played World Ends With You first, you'll see Neon Genesis and be like, oh, it's Joshua.
And if you play Dream Drop Distance, you're just like waiting for the eventual betrayal.
There's no
Okay, like-
eventual betrayal.
I know we've been making a lot of Neon Genesis jokes, but he is actually an angel.
Yes.
Yes.
oh, okay.
Like you just they just fucking took that plot point and like, yo, we could totally work this in. Let's do it. It's such a just direct archetype ripoff. I love it.
Spoilers for Mira Nikki, also known as Future Diaries. You also see the White Hay character and go, oh yeah, he's totally an angel, and then you find out, oh yeah, he's definitely an angel. So it's weird that it keeps happening. I keep telling y'all.
Everyone talks about how Rei Ayanami was the big character that everyone started doing after Evangelion, but the more interesting one is the amount of times that a Kaoru gets used.
Please don't
It
remind me that Ray exists.
Yeah, but it just
I don't
keeps
know what
happening.
to do or say at a time like this.
It keeps happening, and the fourth one's even funnier. But I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler for something else. But no, the reason why I keep saying that Joshua's not an angel is because very specifically in the secret reports they established that the composer is not an angel, but there is a way to become an angel, and it involves you playing the game numerous times.
Well, okay, so
So you're becoming an angel?
that's where it gets really confusing because even the wiki says that Joshua is an angel. Like, because he became a composer, he became an angel.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
It's implied in the secret report in some kind of fucked up way that who's the guy we keep calling daddy again? I keep fucking forgetting his
Hanakoma.
name. Hanakoma. that Hanakoma is originally a player, and that he just kind of fought his way up the ladder and became an angel.
He is a producer.
Yeah. Well, his title is the producer, and also it's also implied that he is playing both fields. That he also does not want Joshua to blow up Shibuya.
Yep.
So where's the bouncer then? I mean, we got the producer, we got the
My
composer, we got the
God.
conductor. Where's the bouncer?
The producer is like even above.
He's over on Dog Street.
We need to go to Dock Street in the underground to find the.
Hey, if it snows in June, I will be making that joke because it's snowing in April, and I'm like, hey, if I see snow in June, I'm gonna make a joke that no one's gonna get.
It's snowing in April where we're at.
Yeah, unfortunately, here and there.
I feel like I know
Lucky.
what joke you're talking about.
In the beginning of the bouncer, Volt goes, "It's snowing. That's weird for
Wow.
June."
I don't know why that it was going to be a third birthday reference.
It's the Nomura verse.
Ugh.
The Nomura verse.
Oh fuck! Watch Third Birthday fucking happen in later Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm gonna like shit out my ass.
Hey, at least it will be some sort of Parasite Eve representation.
He'll just
What
meet
the-
Ayabrea, and then we're like, oh shit.
I mean, you Ibrea, and I'll be happy.
I would be happy to, honestly. That'd be a fucking cool callback.
I love Ibrea, so
Never played
We all-
Parasites, but
Too bad they only made one
Right.
game. Or, so.
We all love Ayabrea, Mike. They made 2 games.
Yeah, okay. I will take that. I like 1 and 3 a lot.
1 and 2.
It's not her in 2. It's not her in 3, so you can't say she's in it.
No, it's a 3-year-old girl that for some reason possesses an older 30-year-old woman's body, and somehow people were okay with her and Jensen Ackles being together.
I'm sorry, what? Jensen Ackles? What?
That's Jensen
sorry.
Ackles.
I'm sorry, the man, the perfect guy, what? Where?
Yeah,
Who?
yeah.
Go listen to the 3rd birthday
What?
podcast made by Games
Yeah.
Mom Found, where it's the first podcast I'm on, and I totally rip on that game.
I'm sorry, I did not know that Jensen. Okay, maybe now I
he's
do
the
have
love
to play
interest,
it.
but the main character is actually a 3-year-old girl in a 30-year-old body. This is not a joke.
No,
like
unfortunately, she's
so
not.
it's that Frankenstein movie with Emma Stone. Poor things,
She's like 8.
yes.
Yeah, actually.
which I want to watch. I'm very intrigued by it.
But anyways, long story
Wow,
short,
we went into some weird places this episode so far, huh?
yeah, Neku has to redo 3 weeks, I think, of playing by himself. Doesn't it say in the secret reports? Has anybody else read those?
No.
I didn't read them, but I should have.
Okay, cool. Then I guess I'm gonna have to go through a bunch of this bullshit for some fucking reason.
You can
To be
do
fair,
it,
you just
Joe.
started, so you have fun. I like
Yeah.
it.
So the secret reports reveal, that Hanakoma's an angel, and he's the producer, and he's supposed to be helping Joshua, because Joshua is essentially an angel who gets bored of Shibuya and wants to destroy it. And the guy underneath him with the red headphones, which I'll refer to him as that now on because I can't remember his fucking name, basically does not want Shibuya to be destroyed. I mean, that's like saying, hey, this guy wants to blow up your town. You cool with that? And like they basically established like they're like it's gonna get erased, like basically wiped off the face of existence.
Yep.
And so basically Joshua gives him a choice where he's like, all right, fine, and then we'll play a game, which basically involves if you can beat me, I'll beat you, or whatever. If I win, Shibuya gets erased, and if you win, whatever. I don't think the secret reports say why Joshua picks Neku, other than the fact that he's gay and thinks that he's cute. But yeah, he basically, it's established at the end that, yeah, Joshua ends up killing him on purpose. And also a weird twist that we didn't mention either, that Neku has 2 Reaper pins, I think is what it is too.
Yep.
Yes, two of them are there when he wakes up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe that it also has something to do with like noise. It's something to do with like the cat paintings emit noise on a small scale frequency that cheer people up and stuff like that. And basically also down the line, it also shows that Hanakoma might have been a player at one point, and he does not want Shibuya to be destroyed either. So he's also low key helping Neku, solve mysteries and willing to give him upgrades and stuff like that. And yeah, and that's basically how it ends, because until you get all the secret reports, you don't get the ending where it's revealed that Neku ends up winning his big second 3-week trial and ends up, it doesn't really even say what he does, it just says that he wins, and Joshua's sad, but it's like, are you sad because you lost? Are you sad because you have to leave your boyfriend? And he doesn't really say anything, and they both fly away.
Don't worry, they get back together.
They fly away just like Cloud and Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh god.
And then we think
A memory.
No, he's not. And then we get the worst retcon ever, where you think they all meet, but it turns out there's something to do with another day, and there's Neku and New Day, where
another day, something like
Yeah,
that.
the final mix exclusive bit.
which introduces a new character for some reason,
Coco!
Coco.
It's in Neo.
Yeah, and it's apparently just a dream bubble that Neku and Beat are stuck in.
Yeah, but it does. Okay, so that bit pretty much has 3 major inclinations, which are 1, it introduces us to Coco, who is a major character in Neo. 2, it brings back Minamimoto again, which is great because I can say this right now because it's very early in the game. He's one of your party members in Neo.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
that's
saw
fun.
him in the cover art of Neo, and I
and
was like,
3,
okay.
It tells us that Shinjuku also has a composer, or it had a composer, because Shinjuku just got wiped off the face of the earth.
Mhm.
God, I don't know if I want to say. Does the secret reports for this game imply that the higher plane with the angels and everything find Shibuya impure and want to wipe it?
That sounds about right, probably.
Okay, because it's like I know that Josh was the one who says I'm gonna wipe it, but I'm not entirely sure it's his plan. I think the other angels wanted him to do it because Shibuya is so impure in their eyes, and so Neku was a proxy to prove that it was worth saving.
Yeah, that's probably right. Because like I said, sadly enough, this game does not really set itself up for a sequel, but the New Day stuff, Another Day stuff does very much set it up for a sequel, which is even weirder.
Which is great because the sequel's fantastic.
Yeah.
We need to talk about A New Day because it gets weird.
Also,
With
man,
Coco being like an in-game like shipper, basically being like, I know everybody, I know everyone's character. NECA, you're supposed to do this, and then getting upset when things don't go the way they're supposed to.
Dominic, you say that, but in Neo, there's an actual shipper.
Oh my God, is there?
Yeah, it's Nagi.
Yeah, I mean, Neo is more modern, therefore it should be more online. That tracks.
Also, thanks to this game and the fact that Hanakoma is an angel who doesn't want to go with the plan, he is the second sexiest Lucifer in existence.
Well, who's the first?
Oh God.
Tom Ellis
From what?
from the show
Lucifer.
on Fox and Netflix.
Okay, that's acceptable.
I was gonna say number 3 is Has Been Hotel and number 4 is Supernatural.
That's where the trash is. Okay.
Interesting.
I'm still surprised we got a sequel for this game. That's
By the way, Lucifer in Has Been Hotel actually has a Keyblade.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
And Charlie uses Goofy's shield.
Yes, she does.
Okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna go kill myself. See you guys later. Y'all finish the recording.
Yes, it is cool that there is a sequel to this game, a cult classic that rightfully got some attention. I don't think it gets sold for shit though.
Oh,
I
the
don't
sequel?
think Neo sold for
No.
shit.
Neo
That's what I mean. Neo.
Yeah, we won't go.
Neo was a flop. It did not sell well.
A lot of Square that year was a flop because isn't that the same year where they released Star Ocean Divine Force and Valkyrie Elysium, fucking Battlefield Chronicles?
Yeah,
The games didn't market.
2022 also wasn't a good year. Like companies I think were just being stupid because everything 2020 the people are hiding. 2021 people are still hiding. Like, okay, we're just gonna but then by 2022 people start coming out of their houses again, and it was bad timing. It's like many companies. Okay, we see something great, we're gonna get on this trend. We get to the trend 2 years later, and the trend's gone.
But Square's in a weird position for a lot of games where they just make games and just don't market them, and then sometimes they'll make a game like Left Alive, and then it's like, why the fuck did you put this out? It's clearly not ready.
They put out a game called The Blind Man or whatever the fuck, and
The Quiet Man.
game's
The Quiet
The
Man.
Quiet Man, and nobody cares
Oh,
about
The
it.
Quiet Man.
But meanwhile, all I've heard from people is that Paranorma Site, which is like a visual novel that Square Enix released last year, should have been a Game of the Year nomination, if not the winner.
That's the thing. They just put these games out. They don't talk about them. They don't market them. And sometimes, it'll be a game that hits, but most of them don't. They put out fucking Balan Wonderworld.
Ugh.
I want to play that.
No,
you don't.
No.
I do.
No.
I'm waiting
Mike,
for it
we'll
to
play
be.
it one day.
Play
No.
Billy Hatcher instead. Hell, play
I
Night.
I love Billy
God.
Hatcher.
No, I'm waiting for
play
Balan
Good
Wonderworld
3D platformer. Do not play the bottom of the barrel piece
to
of
be
shit
like
that is
$2
bad.
on Steam.
I don't. Mighty
Mike, I
Number
will
9
join
is
you in
like
this.
$1.
Mike, you got me.
I have
I
Mighty
got
Number
your back.
9.
I'll
I have
trust
multiple
with you, Mike.
copies of Mighty Number 9. So let's not. Yeah,
I'll trust with you, Mike.
Sometimes I wonder what is wrong with Mike. Yes.
me
Like
too.
an anime
damn.
girl at prom night.
Hey, it's $2 on Steam.
But
Mighty
the
Number
thing
9
is,
or-
why?
Mighty Number
why
9
do they
is
make
$2
all
on
these
Steam.
games and not market them?
July.
That doesn't mean that it's good because it's $2.
I have it on Xbox One, which I can't play it because my Xbox One doesn't work and I have to buy a new Xbox One.
Good. It's saving you the trouble.
No, it's not because I'm actually buying it as we speak right now on Steam. So
Hell yeah.
The Ray
Okay.
extension is also $1.
Capcom in a month is like, hey, look, someone bought Mighty Number 9.
Don't judge me right now.
I do not know who any of you are.
Anything else?
5 some money.
anything else you guys want to say before we go on to questions, comments, or memories?
Tin Pin Slammer.
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
So Tin Pin Slammer is the mini game throughout the main game in which you are doing like Beyblade with pins, trying to like knock each other's pins off the map and like a little game field. And each pin has its own like stats and attacks that you can trigger. And the final epilogue chapter of the game is an alternate universe in which this minigame is all that fucking matters.
Oh, and then weirdly enough as well, which I don't know if anybody ever got far enough. I don't know if this is the start or whatever. It also introduces the boss rush at like I think it's actually Square Enix Tower, and I think the final boss, you don't fight him, but you fight you fight Minamoto's and the Iron whatever woman's boss at the same time, and it's the very top of the tower, and I believe it's summoned by the CEO of Square Enix, and that kind of keeps happening in Square Enix games. I think it's funny.
I
Yes.
can't fight Hanakoma.
No, I think
Point two.
Hanakoma's the top, and I think that's where you get more backstory. Oh yeah, they reveal that he can jump the universes. Him and Joshua can.
Of course they can.
Well, they're angels. Of course, they can jump from the UG to the RG.
Yes, and that's it. That's all they can jump in between in their current game.
It's not like they will dream drop and do.
They will drop the distance.
They will dream
But-
the drop in the distance.
The fun
Hey,
thing about
wait a-
this alternate chapter is that like it just starts with Neku like subverting his own emo self and being like, I want to be happy today. I want to go play 10-pin slammer.
And I'm gonna go make friends, and I'm gonna meet this weird white hair
Same way
kid.
in Neo.
And so you just kind of go through like a somewhat happier version of like all these characters. And then you learn more about them, and you learn things that may or may not be real. You learn about family relationships that may or may not be real.
Which one
And
do you learn about?
you have to deal with that fucking 10-year-old the entire time. But he's a good sport.
Oh, the not Beyblade main character.
Where he starts giving everybody
God
like
damn it.
names from out of Reservoir Dogs. You're
What?
gonna be Mr. Pink. You're gonna be Mr. White.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Is that fucking reference? Okay, that makes more sense then.
And then I think Neku keeps getting changed. You're gonna be black and blue.
They also give the rainbow gauntlet to Joshua.
Yes.
Of course.
And then, oh god, is it revealed that Minamoto is the son of the ramen guy? I think that's what it is.
Is it?
At least in this alternate reality, they like go to the ramen shop, and the ramen guy is actually secretly like the designer of all these pins. And there's a big backstory where he got like forced out of the company that made the
Sounds very
pins.
familiar.
Oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
Damn
And
it.
then like you learn that like, I think it's Minamoto that is like supposed to be like the rightful heir, but there was a big rift because of all this pin bullshit.
You know, that probably does make sense because it will explain why they use pins in the other universe. So yeah, that probably makes sense somewhere.
I just find it funny that all of your attack pins, your psychs, can be used as the pins in this Beyblade style game. And he's just like, wow, where'd you get those pins? That's totally cool. So hyped up. He doesn't care if he gets beat or not. He's just happy
As
that
a-
he
as
gets
a
to see
10-year-old
all
would
this
be.
new collection.
Yeah. But then it's like, the thing about this minigame, at least that I found, is that once you figure out like the attacks that work, you just gotta fucking spam them over and over and over and hope that you just have enough to win out.
Oh, yeah, it's rock, paper, scissors, right?
Well, it's like you get shit like, okay, you can get a hammer that will like slash around you and will
Oh yeah.
knock the pins away, or you can get like the spike ball that'll
The
just
one
fucking-
frame shield.
Yeah. And I think it's the spike ball you want to just start spamming because it'll just knock them far enough that like they'll eventually just fall off easily.
Give it to Square Enix in the year 2007 to be so out of touch that they made a mini game that's just marbles and pogs mixed together.
And they didn't market it. I'm so
they could have
upset they
released
never,
a real
like-
life version of this, but who the hell knows?
They made Channel Memories cards. We should have World Ends With You pins.
No, what we need is Queen's Blood.
We need. Yes, thank you,
That's
Phoebe.
probably gonna happen.
God,
Yeah.
I so wish that
People
they
are
did
just like
Queen's Blood.
obsessed with that game.
Because it's great. Look, if they
They-
made a real life version of Dungeon Dice and Masters and it sucked, they can at least make Queen's Blood.
They need to do what Witcher 3 did with Gwent and just make a standalone game of Queen's Blood. Like, please, Square Enix, for the love of God.
Hey, I could buy real life FF8, that card game.
A triple triad.
Triad. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I
Or
fucking
you can
hate
play
fucking
14 and play triple triad in that.
I thought about buying actual triple triads and then going up to my friend and playing the song and then like want to play a game.
You do it. If we're supposed to meet up, I will buy a deck as well.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I fucking hate Queen's Blood.
I'll get to it
But
someday.
the Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's hard.
That plot line is also so Yu-Gi-Oh! Too.
Yeah.
There
God damn it.
there is an OP deck, Joe. I will send you the
Yes,
video.
and which I used it to beat the Shadow Queen. Like,
I'm on chapter 7. Someone tell me what it is. Anyways,
I think it's time for us to go to any last things you want to say for question, comments, or memories. I
I'm
feel
so-
like we're there.
I'm surprised that there wasn't more with the character, the prince. Like, I thought that he would be a bigger deal.
He does
all
show
the
up
random-
in the 10-pin slammer stuff. I will say
He
that.
does? Okay.
Yes,
He's also
but
in the
that's
sequel.
it.
I was gonna say, is he in the sequel?
He's in the sequel, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't play like a larger role or anything. Like after week 2 is when he's
Not every gay character
promoting
has to make a big impact, you know.
Yes, I did.
I thought he did. I thought he's dating his producer or something. Because aren't him and the guy that makes the red pins popular like boyfriend or something like that?
No,
God,
it's
no,
the,
there is.
Extremely
it's the whole
relationship. I would hope not.
it's
Yeah.
the whole agent thing of like, you know, the agent has total control of the person's
The apprentice is the
because of their
blogger,
contract
red
and all that
guy
crap.
is a slumlord trying to get him to promote the pins more and more, promote the ramen shop more and more.
Here, have this dessert ramen.
That just sounds awful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want dessert when I'm drinking it. When I'm, drinking my broth that's salty.
Like,
And
all ramen is bad unless you add stuff to it.
I just had ramen yesterday, the instant ramen, and it was with chicken. It was fine. I enjoyed it.
I also had the chicken ramen yesterday, and I was just like, the noodles just don't taste, and it's not
it's
filling.
cheap food. It wasn't meant to be. It's cheap and quick, and I didn't want to make anything else.
Mike, I'll bring you to Wagamama.
What the?
Wagamama, it's a ramen place in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Wait, first you
worldwide.
have to leave Nebraska for that, by the way.
Okay, Mama.
I'll kill you. They can hear you downstairs, Mike. Stop.
I love that joke. Hey, if they could, they would. Okay, you guys would just, not be employees, just be tenants.
We should wrap
In quotations.
wrap this up. The shackle around my ankle is getting really cold.
I keep, you'll never see me moving to Nebraska. I'll tell you that much, Phoebe. Never. Mm-mm. I couldn't live in a lot of states. I've realized I'm too blue. Like when I was in Nashville, I'm like, okay, Nashville wasn't bad, but you get outside of Tennessee, I'm like, yeah, I can see it.
Man, I've been watching a lot of like, police videos and shit, and like the YouTube and all that crap of like from out there, and I'm like, I do not want to live in the USA. I love you guys, love you all, but keep your distance from me. Like as much as I don't like where I live, because it's
Probably
like
better than other places.
because of these political corrupt fucks. I have seen so much shit that happens out there, like randomly with people and incidents and all that, and I'm like, I could
Oh,
never.
yeah, no, in
live.
2020, we were ground zero for where the riot started because of the whole George Floyd thing. So yeah,
Yeah. So I
remember that they trashed one of the not a store I worked at, but they trashed one of the stores. I remember that, and they stole stuff. And it's like, guys, those computers are useless. They're not going to work the moment you take them out of the building.
Yeah, I've seen like different
Why are you-
types of stuff.
Yeah.
In different states, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, it's Puerto Rico sounds like a decent place.
As long as you keep to the west side, which is the calmer side, yes. Try to live the luxurious, quote unquote, side of the metropolitan area, which is at the north. That is almost like Florida 3.0. I have to say
That's not-
3.0 because Wisconsin is Florida 2.0.
Wisconsin's pretty fucked up lately. Okay, so
I have seen. That's why I say I have seen a lot of videos.
I've seen
Yeah.
footage.
that state, I'm from that state. They need to get their shit together. They're trying, but not very well. So they keep voting idiots, and that doesn't help the problem. So let's go to questions, comments, and memories.
Yes,
We
let's go to
definitely are
video games.
Hey, that's why people come here, okay? You come here for the dumb shit that comes out of our mouth. So I don't want you to listen to the show. And the show keeps growing every year. So, hey, people like
Good.
the dumb shit. So, all right, from the official Laser Time community, from Steven Strom. Incredible game. It highlighted a lot about what I liked about the DS. Devs were willing to try all sorts of weird stuff and just seeing if it works. Great soundtrack, cool looking characters and aesthetic in general. I was only in middle school when I played it the first time, so it may be corny to say, but it did have a general influence on me when you're talking to Sine Hanakoma and he drops the world ends with you. If you want to enjoy life, expand your world. You got to push your horizons out as far as they'll go. Dialogue.
I remember when he said that. I took the picture and everything. I was like, he said the thing. He said the thing.
It's like the meme where Lightning says this really was the Final Fantasy 13.
Riku has bugs in him.
Is that really a? Is that a meme or is that actually now? Now I question
Joshua
it.
has noise in him.
Oh god.
Well, when we collectively tackle the 13 trilogy in 5 years, we'll find out.
There is there is a line in Final Fantasy 16 that, you know.
Yes, there is a line. I can confirm there's a line in Final Fantasy 16 where he does say this will be your Final Fantasy.
No,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it's actually done in a good way.
It's actually done pretty okay.
The way that he says it, it's so badass. I love it.
Okay. And from Lionel Sleepy Face Miles, went through it a few times and loved it more with each playthrough. From Patrick and Bew, it's fantastic. Great story. Fun characters. Can get dark in moments. It's creative and has a really interesting aesthetic. Loved it. All right. And from the I watched the entire Orblood Super replay, from Austin Baskell, I only played this on iOS on my iPad in college, but it's one of my all-time favorites now. The story, characters, soundtrack, and even the combat are all 10 out of 10. Combat, even on the iPad version, is so unique and innovative, but the story and characters, especially Niku, Shiki, and Beat, are all handled so well, and I just love how it all comes together. I need to go back and play it again one day. It's an all-time great JRPG, in my opinion. Okay. Mm-hmm. And thanks to Emanuel from Cat D. Monette, I absolutely adore the characters. The Shibuya setting and the twists in the story. Niku has some fantastic character development to where he isn't really the same person by the end. And I really love how each part of the game pairs him up with a new comrade. Also, the style of the game is absolutely fantastic and still holds up today. From Damino Guerrilli, honestly, one of the best soundtracks of its time. Is still in my regular rotation. Not all of it, mind you, but a lot of tracks for sure. And from Ron Huntone, friend of the show, do you think I will ever get around to finishing the game on my DS? No, but you should.
Probably not, but also we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk enough about the music.
Sure, we can do that.
No, we didn't.
It was because it's really slaps. Like it really slaps. Like it is such a good soundtrack. Such a great OST.
And the Neo soundtrack have both been in two separate beat rhythm games at the very least. So
really,
always very hyped when Calling starts playing in the overworld. Mm-hmm. Or when Emptiness Ann plays as one of the battle themes. There's a really nice lo-fi quality to some of these tracks, partially because they're from the DS version.
Yeah.
That I really enjoy. That really makes them really moody.
Which, you know, it speaks to a great soundtrack when I kept the original soundtrack and not the remixed version in the final remix. Like
I extremely good.
I was like, okay, let's listen a bit to each and see what. Oh, the DS version is like, oh shit, it hits differently. So
yeah,
my favorite moment is that, which is funny because I think it's supposed to be his soundtrack, is that there's a song called Transformation, and then there is a remix of it called Transformed, which is also a almost better version of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, just worth mentioning, the art style for this game is gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we never even talked about like the 2D sprites are amazing.
Yeah, no, the artwork is very good.
And like the HDifiedness for the Switch version, you know, maintains everything really, really well.
The hand drawing,
the thick lines.
I will always stick for art styles like this over realism and shit. Like,
it's not shaded.
Same.
It's super stylized.
Like games like this will stand the test of time.
Yes.
Graphically because of their art style. Like,
and as much as we make fun of Nomura, not a lot of the characters have like belts and stuff, but all the characters very much have their own decent design, which is very good.
Because like you know what Neku looks like, you can spot a silhouette very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And that's,
I mean, even I knew who he was, and I've never played this game until this past week, and I knew who this character was.
Yeah,
he stands out. I mean, and that's also saying something. Like I haven't seen him in any other game yet, but I know that he's just a character. I knew who he was because I knew what this game was. And I live in the game. I live in the world of games. So,
well, when we play Dream Drop Distance in a month, you will find out.
I am actually really excited for that.
I am so excited for us to finally get to Dream Drop.
Same.
Just so that it can all crumble down into oblivion.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Mike to experience the beginning of Dream Drop Distance this week.
Oh boy!
I got it for PS4. That's the version I'll be playing. So
I'm excited for Mike to experience the ending of Dream Drop Distance and just to wake up to a text message of him going, "What the fuck?" and being like, "Haha, he got it."
You see, we'll see if I remember this when I get to it in a month. It's gonna be about a month before I get.
You're only a few games away, realistically.
Well, I have Bayonetta, Pokemon Platinum is coming up here in a little bit, so that's gonna take some time.
And then Metal Gear Rising.
Ooh. Yeah, that won't take long.
And Prey.
Oh yeah, Prey's on the list too.
The original Prey or the 2016 Prey?
2016.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I liked the original one when I played it once on 360. I even did online achievements for it once. I found somebody on a fucking forum and we went and did achievements.
That game is online.
It did, yes. Did is the key word, but yes.
They're both good games on their own. It's fine.
Yeah, no, Prey was fine. First Prey was fine. I heard so many good things about the other Prey that I wanted to put it on the show because people were like, this is a great game. I'm like, I should probably play this.
I started that first Prey and encountering those morphing blobby things like in the first couple minutes, it made me like, nope, never again. I just turned it off.
So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, you forgot those are coming up. Yeah, I got a few things coming up before Dream Dot Distance, but I'm looking forward to
nothing. I don't think will distract you until Dream Drop Distance. Like I don't think the story of Pokemon Platinum is going to draw you in quite the same way.
No, it's just called Pokemon does good on this podcast, and I really should play Platinum and finish it and beat it because when I played it last time, I got to the Elite Four and deleted my save by accident and been a little irritated ever since. So.
Like maybe Metal Gear Rising will have an interesting story that you can latch on to, but
I beat it once before and I liked it.
I've never played Metal Gear Rising in a really.
Neither have I.
Don't
I was
fall
considering.
Senator.
I was considering going on the show for that, but I don't know if I have time to play the whole thing.
Fucking weird ass game. That's all I can tell you.
Like, the problem with me is that I've played Metal Gear 1, 2, and 3, and then I wanted to go into 4, but I was like, should I play Peace Walker first? Like.
You can enjoy 4 without playing Peace Walker, just fine.
Yeah, I'm at this point.
5,
I'm just
I don't
waiting
think you can without Peace Walker.
For the quote unquote Master Collection Volume 2 thing.
Yeah, that's never coming out, but yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm actually going to fight Mike on that. You should really play Peace Walker before you play 4 because I played 4 and didn't play Peace Walker, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't understand in that game because of it.
I mean, I think that's just Metal Gear 4 in general. You just don't understand.
Well, 4 came before Peace Walker, though.
No, I'm sorry. I got them fixed up. You need to play Peace Walker to play 5.
Yes,
sorry.
because 5 is a direct sequel to Peace Walker. Same characters and things. But no, I mean, I hope that Master Collection Volume 2 actually comes out because Metal Gear Solid 4 needs to be on another.
Be on something other than the PS3.
It's terrible that game is locked to PS3. You can't even really emulate it because it's just.
It is so hard to emulate. That game is so
I can't wait to see how they handle the dialogue talking about Blu-ray and PlayStation. It's not on a PlayStation platform.
That's pretty funny.
Interesting.
But it needs to be re-released so bad, and I'm hoping that they actually do it because Konami is known for, hey, we'll re-release these games, but we're going to stop right there. Like they don't like to do the other part of the series for some reason.
4 needs to like be decoupled from the PS3 as an identity. That requires going into like alter voice lines and text.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. You say, Phoebe?
So when are they going to release the DS Castlevania games?
Yeah.
Well, you see this flash cart that I bought from Amazon.
Well, okay, Capcom proved that it can be done because the ZX games are part of the Zero collection.
Yes.
Yes, but Capcom cares.
But Capcom do what Konami don't. So.
Nice.
That was a good one. All right.
Which is funny because, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier about this game not getting ported to like PC or Steam or something, like the Capcom has done it with Mega Man X Dive, which is a mobile game, and they turned it into a Steam game, quote unquote, that could eventually be thrown into consoles too. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, the developers are weird. Like, They ported Square Enix ported Ever Crisis to Steam too. So they can this one they could do it. They could throw it on Steam.
I'm wondering if it's something to do with Final Mix or Nintendo paid part of the cost.
It has to be like Nintendo is involved in this somehow.
Because look at like Bayonetta. Like Bayonetta 2, they paid for it. We're never getting that thing.
We're never getting Bayonetta outside of Nintendo. Yeah.
Which fucking sucks. By the way. So, I mean, it's probably the same way where they had somehow were involved in paying for Final Remix and they own it because otherwise, like, Neo's on Sony and, PC, but World Ends with You Final Mix is not.
Yeah.
So,
or they just don't care right now because they're doing 5 other projects they're not going to market.
Yeah, but Square would have released it then.
The more realistic thing is also because Tuewi is, a niche franchise. Like, it's but not like Final Fantasy VII where it's their fucking milk cow. So.
Well, I know, but like they released Neo on everything, or not everything, but on multiple systems. So like Final Mix would have made sense at the same time as releasing other stuff.
Yeah, but
that's a port
we are talking
anytime.
about post 2020, where like Square Enix has now done a little bit more of like throwing in their games to other systems, because the original Octopath Traveler, console-wise, is technically, well, no. Is the
It
original
was a Switch
Octopath
exclusive.
on Xbox?
Now it's on everything.
No. The original Octopath is not on PlayStation. I think it's on Xbox, but not on PlayStation. It is?
Fairly certain Octopath 1 is on. Let me look this up real quick.
Octopath Traveler 2 is on PlayStation, because I have it on PlayStation. But the
Octopath
original...
Traveler is not on PlayStation.
No.
Oh,
it
fuck
is
me.
on Steam, and I think it's on Xbox, right? Unless it's...
Yes.
Octopath 1 is on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, Android. What the hell is the GeForce Now?
It's NVIDIA's
Yeah.
weird handheld PC-esque thing.
Sure.
So,
There's a sequel to Bayonetta.
There's 2 sequels to Bayonetta and a spinoff.
There is? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think.
You didn't know this?
I didn't know that. I could have sworn there was no Bayonetta 2.
That's the fake voice.
And that Bayonetta 3 was so bad that we all acknowledge it never fucking happened.
It didn't happen.
It didn't
I'm impressed
happen.
with its multiversal bullshit.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Bayonetta next week.
oh, God.
I should start that.
Yes.
I have some words to
You
talk
should.
about it with.
Have fun with it,
Oh,
guys.
no. That doesn't sound...
Hey, I played about 10 minutes of it, and I'm enjoying the sex sells appeal just fine. I'm like, okay.
Hell yeah. Stellar Blade this week, too. I don't know why. Actually, Eldin Chronicles and Stellar Blade this week.
Games are back.
Games are back, baby.
Oh, we're back
Back.
last
They never
year.
stopped.
But
Games
so
need
were
to
all the
stop
problems with game development.
Games are coming back every fucking year, my guy.
Games need to stop coming back. I haven't beat 7 yet. Anyways.
I
my-
haven't-
7 sounds way too
I
damn
haven't
long.
I haven't beat Rebirth either, so yeah.
Rebirth sounds way too long. Like
It is
Every
fucking long.
time a game
It
comes
is.
out, 1,000 people lose their jobs.
That's unfortunate.
Going back
Yeah, going
No,
back
but-
to Twewy.
All right, let's go to
Really?
questions, comments, memories. I got some more. From the Giant Bomb group, from Tom Rokins. Actually, I will answer this properly, even if I never get time to listen to podcasts these days. I was doing a year abroad in Germany when I played this. I was placed in the middle of nowhere, and no one nearby was of similar age, nor did anyone speak any English, so I was pretty lonely at the time. I ended up burying my heads in books and my DS to keep myself sane. Kiwi... However you say it, was my first experience of a lot of different Japanese foods. Weirdly enough, the overall aesthetic and vibe is so good, and it's one of the few games I can generally say it's innovative with the DS controls. My main memories of the pig enemies, which were like puzzle encounters. One of them was sleeping, but no matter what you do, the battle ends after like a second and it flees. I was seriously tearing my hair out so much so that I used my awful Wi-Fi dongle, my only connection to outside world, to access GameFAQs and see how the hell you did it. It took me half an hour to load what I needed. Anyway, that was the first time I experienced closing the DS lid as a game mechanic. Blew my little ginger mind.
The way
I
you
remember
beat all
that
the-
fight. I didn't know to close the DS.
The way you beat all the pigs, since they drop the same thing no matter what, is you just switch it to easy.
That was not easy.
No.
That one didn't die. No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that doesn't apply to... I don't know.
Okay, I think you could just beat them.
Yeah, I couldn't
Like
get close to
there's
Switch.
certain ones that require specific pins and all that. So.
Yeah, there's
okay.
one. I found one that has the flame pin from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, but the thing about that one is that then it gives you a better version of that pin.
Yeah.
So there is a point in killing those little piggies.
Okay, and from
Part of the secret report.
From Jarek Wilkinson, I actually played it for the first time last year. Incredible game. Niku was so damn insufferable at the start, and by then he was easily one of my favorites. Easily like top 3 most unique and innovative games I've ever played, and that fucking soundtrack is so good. Neo the World Ends With You has been on my list to play since I beat this one. Also from Tom Rokins. Absolutely wonderful game. I keep wanting to go back and play it again. From Stephen Kest, loaded up, played 20 minutes, and uninstalled it. It happens.
Wow.
I've done it before. But if you put it on a podcast, you force yourself no matter what. You get some enjoyment sometimes. And from the RPG Sanctuary group, from David Rowley, The World Ends With You was absolutely great. I was not expecting this game to be such an enjoyable genre mashup. From Alice Grimald, never had a chance to play it, but I respect the hell out of its aesthetic. From Daniel Janis, the music is the best part of the game. From Daniel James, hands down my favorite DS game. Love how unique it was. Stylish, amazing soundtrack, and great story. / characters, 10 out of 10. The sequel is great too. Not perfect, but definitely better than it had any business being. From Carlos Martinez, there's a sequel to this game on console. The story is decent, but one thing I don't like is the dialogue is kind of lazy, so you have to read it sometimes over the gameplay is awesome.
Oh, I have to read? Oh, no.
So you have to read? Oh my god.
From James Gillis, as soon as you said Square, I realized why this looks like Kingdom Hearts. And last one from Rand Lit. Neo: The World Ends with You was way better. Literally one of the best games ever made by Square Enix.
Damn.
Woo!
Okay, I'll probably get to it. And before we go to Shelf Stacker Box, I want to give out a code. So we will give out the code for the Big Con. The Steam code is 79WBA Q4Z3RG2KKP. That is the Steam code for the Big Con. All right.
Honestly, after playing this, which we also didn't say at the end of the day, which also said they retconned the ending, I kind of want to go back and play Neo as well, Neo: The World with You, because the extra ending also reveals that Neku is dead again. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you an
curses.
excuse to probably next year. So
Yes.
yeah, and
Yes.
the Neo trailer is very specifically specified there are people looking for him, and there's also another girl character, because I guess she is, they don't really say what she is in the trailer, but she's very much holding Mr. Mew as well, probably trying to egg Neku on, because Shiki also said she would be holding it. But
Yeah, whatever her name is. Yeah.
yeah, but it's obviously not her, because you know she has brown hair and yeah.
let's go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Joe, why don't you go first?
Shelf, no questions, no answers, no. Very specifically, This game has great music, great gameplay. But if I have to pick an option as well, please play whether you have to emulate it or just do what Mike did, or even waste money, because people do make knockoff cartridges. Just play the fucking Switch version. I know you can look up what happened, what's different, like different cutscenes, but I think having the top screen and bottom screen add more to the game, because even then, I think during the final fight for Beat and the technical final fight for Beat and Neku, whenever you're fighting the Iron Maiden chick, you can see Beat and her in Neku's background while you're fighting whatever her shadow form is, and inputting their combos feels a lot better than just touching them on the Switch version.
Phoebe.
It's a shelf, hands down.
Okay. Emmanuel.
I'm gonna stack it. Initially I was going to say I was gonna put it in the box because I was not enjoying the game initially because of the way that I was playing it, but it grew on me, and I did come to really like it. And the story is really good, the music's really good, characters are really good. I just wish that we got another remake in it's been
1 week you looked at me.
2024,
Lol.
3 more years is the 20th anniversary, so maybe we could get another remake in 2027, that is definitive and that is not just Nintendo exclusive and had maybe proper controls and shit. I don't know. I like it. It's just if y'all know me, I am not one for gimmicks in games or touch controls or any of that stuff. I like my games. Just give me a controller, just pressing the buttons, and that's it.
And put it on the Switch.
And it's already on the Switch. So put it on Steam. Put it on the deck. Hey, put it on the deck.
If they would have put it on Steam, I would have bought it.
Put it on the Steam Deck. So yeah, it's a stack. I liked a lot of parts of it. My gripes are mainly with the actual gameplay, and I will say the opposite to Joe. I recommend playing the Switch version, or even I don't know, is the iOS version still up?
No, they took it all down.
Okay,
last
so
year.
so just maybe get the Switch version if you want, and use it in handheld mode. Don't use the pointer. Just use handheld mode and treat it like a tablet. Treat it like it's a tablet game, and
Thank you.
and that's it.
All right, and Dominic.
I'm going to do the weird thing. I'll put the DS version on the shelf. I will put the Switch version in the stack. I think the DS version stands out a lot in the DS library. I think it's a great control scheme, wonderful game for the time. The Switch version is also great. I do like putting it in the dock and just playing it like a Wii game. I think that's really fun. But the Switch library is so massive in a different way than the DS version. It just doesn't stand out as much to me. So it's still a great game, but it just shines more on the DS.
Okay, I'll go last. I'm going to put this in the stack. I had fun, but I had issues with the game because the DS gameplay, and I did not like blowing into my DS look like an idiot in front of my wife. Gosh, I've never seen that before.
You chose that pin. You chose to do that.
I know. I had my issue with the game in general. I just wanted to make that joke. But no, I'm glad I finally played it. I'm glad finally off my list, my backlog. And yeah, it's on the show now forever. So yeah, going to the stack, but I'm really glad I played it. Oh, and I should talk about what we already kind of mentioned, but I'm going to do it anyway. Next week, we're talking about Bayonetta. So that's what you can hear about us talk about next week.
Yeah, sexy time.
It will be.
What a real kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
And Dominic, where can people find you at?
I am on the Overblood Facebook group. I'm also on the Dissonant Waves podcast on YouTube. Just look up our channel, Dissonant Waves. We are there. Eventually, we'll move on to other platforms, but, we're lazy.
And there'll be a link in the show notes. Emanuel.
Hey, speaking of lazy, you can find me over on twitch.tv/CommanderLionheart, where I sometimes do streams. Sometimes.
And Phoebe.
Hi, I'm the Let's Play Princess. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
What's Twitter?
I'm also on Twitter, but,
I thought that was X.
1 month. 1 month.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode, so over 600 other episodes of this podcast. Everything we do is on Podbean. You can go on Podbean and search, type in Resident Evil, type in Kingdom Hearts. You'll find a bunch of crap that we've done.
type in Parasite Eve.
Yes, you'll find 3 episodes, unfortunately. So go do that. I hated that second game so much. I really
Look
did.
for the bouncer.
That too. Please, go do it. Probably no one... Yeah, good game. So, all right. And if you want to support the show, we do a Patreon. Little dog vote in our Patreon poll. You'll see a link in the show notes. Every month we have a new poll, sometimes 2 polls. So definitely go do that. You can do affect the show and join our Discord. You'll see a link in the show notes for that. That's free. Join our Discord. We're always happy to have new people join and chat with us. So you will see a link in the show notes to that. And I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fear. You can follow her on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, all those things. You'll find her. And want to give a shout out to Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. He's been on the show quite often. Definitely go support his show too. And check out Nomad's Fantasy, Nintendo Main Podcast, Hawk Games, Chew Bubblegum, Biased Gaming. Just name a few different podcasts of friends of the show. So definitely go check those out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, YouTube. Audio only, but we can be found on those things. And please rate reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I hacked
Bye.